Well. Oh, and not only that, but apparently someone attempted to sue Critical Role and is immediately backpedaling now.
Why?
So get this. This is going to be a funny one. There's a TikTok creator who tried to sue Critical Role because one of the characters in their like Exandria Unlimited like run right now is named Opal, and she has a character named Opal with similar features. Now, funny thing about that, the character art she's using is stolen that she's claiming as her own.
Imagine that.
Yeah, like look, when we use art, you credit the people, and we're not claiming it's ours. We're just using it as reference points until we had our own art. So I think that's okay. You know what I mean? We're just using it as a placeholder for a game for ourselves. She's trying to get monetary gain and trying to sue people for an abstract concept. Oh, and get this. Before she started really backbuilding, she said, I'm going to sue you, or you can just let me have a guest spot on your show. What the fuck is wrong with you? Get the fuck out of here.
Well, karma and time will do what it does.
Oh, this hasn't taken too much time. I'm pretty sure, like, Critical Role's legal team, they don't have anything to worry about, but I'm just wondering how hard they were laughing when she did this. Let's try this. It's like, oh my god, you're serious. Like,
I don't
you
know.
keep,
Honestly, I'd
like,
just be either annoyed or befuddled.
I'd be laughing my ass off. Like, you really think you could take us to court for this kind of shit? Like, it's not possible. Like, there
Nothing,
is no legal law that you could use for this.
nothing's impossible. Given the right circumstances, it could happen.
Any self-respecting judge would, even if you tried to bribe him, would see there's no profit to be made in this. So he'd throw the case out immediately.
And yet there are
And
many
that's if he was
situations.
corrupt.
There are many situations where the judge has very clearly made the wrong call for no perceivable reason.
Yes, but there were arguments to be made, and yeah, there were stupid arguments, but arguments nonetheless. There's really nothing she's got to go on. If anything, she tries this, she's going to be sued because it is common knowledge she stole this artwork from the original artist.
Well,
She is really, and the judge will love to jump onto that one.
I don't know. I guess it depends. I could very easily see the judge not really caring about it. Well, being neutral, I should
That's
say.
why you would dismiss the case. It'd be like, I don't care. This is stupid. Get the fuck out of my court now. Hi, Matt.
Hey, man.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I was just telling Zoe about the whole Critical Role lawsuit debacle. Hey, Jay, what do you think of the new DLC for GTA?
I like it.
I like it too.
Not the in-depth conversation you were expecting, huh?
No, not really, but I'm glad to see he likes it.
No, it's fun. Like I was playing it the other day, and just contracts are interesting.
Yeah, they are. I've been playing with one of my other friends who's a very high-level guy, but he helps me get through things and earn cash quick. I might be playing tonight, too, after the session, if you're interested.
Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. I might have to finish editing the video I've been working on.
Oh, you're
That's
uploading
fair.
again?
No, I was working on the video someone else commissioned me.
Oh.
Oh, he's now an editor.
Just trying to be. Been at it in a while, so it's kind of like me trying to get back into it.
Well, have fun.
Y'all.
Said one editor to the other.
I got into editing thanks to Jay, so...
Wait, really?
I told you this before! You were showing you were editing stuff and was like, I wonder if I could do that.
Oh yeah. This was so long ago. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm just now imagining trying to I just have this picture of me and Matt with you two in a BR game, and you two are just discussing editing. We're like, guys, not the time.
In a what game? Oh, Battle Royale.
A Battle Royale. A BR game, yeah.
I mean,
PUBG or Fortnite.
well, that's true. I don't know how much of editing we'd be discussing because I don't really know many, if any, official techniques. I kind of just improvise and free flow all the time.
I mean, have you ever seen any of my Photoshop work? It's all improvision. I just bullshit my way to victory somehow.
I
You
mean,
still
fair
use green
enough.
screen, right?
What?
You gotta do green screen stuff?
I do it from time to time.
Oh.
Well, if he does, then it gives me material to work with.
Well, it's like, for example, right now I'm using a green screen so that I appear on the screen, but it's not me editing a V-screen. This is just OBS. I guess in most videos that use green screens, it's just green screened like memes or green screened things. Like the last green screened thing I used was confetti, and that was for the last D&D video.
The good news is I can drink as much as I want tonight. I have the day off tomorrow.
The bad news is you're gonna be drinking during the session. Christ.
Do as I please.
Well, only one thing left to do then.
Don't join him. A drunk tauntaun's one thing, but a drunk jubilee is another.
Do I turn off camera?
Well, I'm sad to say I've already opened the first seltzer, so we're getting lit.
Oh my god.
Heck yeah, I'll
Mango
go grab my
flavor.
ale.
Well, I know Jordan's responsible, and I don't think Matt drinks.
I mean, I do, just not alcoholic beverages.
I also do not drink alcoholic beverages.
Damn right, there we go. Wait, what about you, Jay? Do you drink? Oh, he must have beer beat.
He's muted.
Wait,
So he probably could hear your question, but he can't respond.
great. Two of
Or he's
the
pleading the fifth, either way.
party members again fucking crunk. But at least
Okay,
we-
look, okay, you remember I'm a heavy boy, right? And the alcohol is based on body weight for getting drunk. It's gonna take a lot for me to get drunk. One
Really?
seltzer ain't gonna do shit.
I get drunk very easily. Granted, it might
Then
be
there's
because
me,
I don't
who's
drink.
abused my liver to the point that it does not care what I put in it anymore.
Start D&D!
Yes, please.
Are you sure you want to start D&D and not watch me stream Third Crisis?
No,
Yeah.
we're starting D&D.
To any of you on YouTube that know what Third Crisis is, I applaud you.
Brave of you to think I'm putting this in the video.
Well, Third Crisis is a video game, so this is actually the best route for him right
Wait,
now.
what kind of video game? The answer
Very
to that
fun video game.
the answer to that question will define whether or not this makes into the video.
Hold on. Third Crisis, let's see. Where are your tabs? Point shop, find groups, discussions, guides, support? Would it be under support? It would not be under support. Where is your store page?
Oh, it's a... Oh.
What?
Uh,
What is it?
You would store.
Chaos?
it's a...
Chaos?
It is a tactical RPG that follows the adventurer and hero known as Vi.
Oh, that doesn't sound so bad.
I'm sorry, no, hold on. I think you missed a word in that.
Missed a few words, yes.
What are these words?
It's a porno RPG, there you go.
God fucking damn it!
What are you doing, Jubilee?
I'll get up and stretch, I guess, because I'm gonna need to get my legs proper. I'm gonna do anything today, apparently.
And you, of course, see Masters is awake, currently stretching, and seeming to be getting himself ready for the day, as he's just... So how are you, Miss Jubilee?
Admittedly, still a little stiff, but things are very feeling very good.
Perhaps I should go easy on you next time.
Julie will turn back to him and be like, never do that. That was too good to go easy.
I am glad to know that you understand.
Who else
That's
but the
cool.
great Poe Masters could pull off such a feat?
As you know, I am the greatest lover in all the land.
Son of a fucking. Where's my bottle opener?
I'm sorry, it's really hard to keep my composure together as a player right now. In any case, Poe Masters, what will you do next?
Well, I think that I will take a short venture out of the township to go and try and find a compatriot of mine named Bartholomew.
Oh.
I beg your
Nice,
pardon.
mate. Sorry.
I can't hear you. You're being all robot-y.
I literally just said the word well, and that was it.
Oh.
Then you interrupted me.
I thought you said something after that.
Nope.
Well, it should not be too much of an issue. He should be roughly around the area that I was so rudely hijacked by that falsified
Well,
arachnid.
Well, I hope you don't come across that creature again, lest you feel that wrath again.
All it did was suck a little bit of my magic out of me. I had plenty to spare, after all.
Yeah, not the kind of sucking you prefer. Trust me, I'm no.
Of course not. There are a wide range of suckings I would enjoy far better.
I'm just picturing the Phenomenos cringing so much at this, and it's so funny.
Shut up and get back to roleplay, you son of a bitch.
Hey Zojin, we can hear you cringe.
Not
Stop.
Zojin no more.
Stop calling me that and shut up. Just
It's
get
your name
back.
on this. Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
Now then, fair Jubilee, I must go and have some breakfast and refuel, after all. I expended a lot of energy last night.
Oh, trust me, I'm very aware. and hopefully, perhaps we can meet up again very soon.
Don't you worry. I plan on being safely away here tonight, and not outside.
Well, hopefully I'll get to see you then. If not, it was definitely a pleasure. Or two.
Oh, I assure you, I will be back before nightfall. He says, just nodding to this. Like, nobody would want to be stuck outside, especially tonight.
Something special about tonight?
Special in a very bad way, yes.
It's the full moon.
Tonight is the blood moon.
Oh, that's even worse than
Oh.
a full moon. That's zombies.
Oh.
And
Is it that
es-
time?
yes, and especially here in werewolf country, I don't want to be outside when the blood moon rises.
Yeah, it may be best to quickly find your friend then.
I agree, which is why right after a big helping of breakfast, I plan to go and search for him.
Well, I shouldn't keep you much longer then.
I hope you have a fantastic day, Jubilee.
And I hope your findings are very joyous ones rather than the alternative.
You then watch as he once again uses prestidigitation to clean himself, make himself smell nice before he snaps his fingers, and you see his clothes basically appear on him before he begins heading out.
Yeah, once he heads out, definitely a prestidigitation for myself. And getting dressed. And then I'll just wait out here a little bit, sitting down, trying to rest up after the experience, and hope hopefully people will come out.
All right. Scorp, you are the next one to have the floor as to what you are doing.
Last I remember, Tauntaun was not here. He was off with, what's-his-face, learning how to do the grafty graph and getting Patterson some upgrades.
Correct. So what are you doing? Are you going up top, or are you going to stay and continue watching? Because, like he said before, it's going to take him a long while to do this.
I am going to watch. Like a hawk.
Alright. So as you are watching Jericho, he occasionally looks at you and seems to grumble to himself in Abyssal as he continues trying to work. He is making very slow progress.
For Tauntaun, this is absolutely riveting.
Alright. Adel Sarday.
Okie doke. Oh, I will awaken. I suppose since we were off dealing with undead yesterday, it'd be a wise idea to have a bath. Is there any water in it? Or is it not?
There is currently not fresh water in it, no.
Okay. She will head out.
As you are exiting, you see Hubert exiting as well.
Just in time, Hubert.
How can I help you, my lady?
If you can you please get some fresh water? I would like to have a bath.
Of course I can.
You should probably wash off too. You were in the thick of it yesterday.
I shall go find a river to do so after I help you.
Very well. I'll just wait in here then.
With a knife.
A few minutes later, Hubert will return with fresh hot water for you.
Sweet. Nice bath will occur, and then, after getting dressed and everything, she'll head out. Oh, hello, Jubilee.
Hello.
He's having trouble
Oh,
walking.
yeah. Okay. I'm not cutting myself either.
Corp.
Sorry, I'm trying to open a bottle with a knife.
May I suggest putting yourself on push to talk? That way you can talk without... Anyway.
So, Hubert looks at Adel Sarday and goes, he's having a hard time walking again.
She tilts her head and then just looks over at Jubilee.
Jubilee kind of looks away, pushing some hair out of her face behind her ear, and just trying not her hardest not to make eye contact right now.
You're a grown woman, so I will not... What's the word? Lecture you about...
It still feels like you're judging me.
I am not judging you. Well, I am not judging you for your escapades. I am simply judging you for the fact that I thought you would have learned that it would affect your walking.
But it's so good.
Right. Well, I don't think we are...
Besides,
going
I
to...
might have something new on me because of it now.
Really?
Get pregnant.
Was he diseased?
Not what I meant. Not what I meant. Not neither of those. Jeez. You guys act like I can't take care of myself with that situation either.
Well, you are sort of having difficulty walking, and I thought that would be it. Either way, what were you referring to?
I think I figured out how to do a new thing because of that.
What thing is this?
How do I explain it? I think I figured out how to do a spell?
A spell.
That's so good. Magic.
And one that would actually be useful in combat.
Which is...
Well... how do I put this? And she just starts thinking. So essentially, I think I can... Kind of like how I can use my, chimes to make you guys feel a little better and move quicker.
Yes?
I think I could do something similar to that, except I can also make sure that you're a lot braver, if that makes sense.
And you got this from Poe Masters? No.
She just shrugs and is like, I'm not exactly sure how either.
On second thought, I am sure that I do not want to know the answer to that question.
Look, I'm not exactly 100% sure myself, so just bear with me.
Whatever works. I am going to go downstairs and eat breakfast.
Oops. Sorry. Know that.
You should
Abjuration 1. Component. Verbal, somatic, and material. Spell save DC. 16. What does it do? What does it mean?
The numbers, Mason.
You should probably come join us.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Unless, of course,
Still get up.
Unless, of course, you want to wait until Thorgrim wakes up.
I don't know if...
Would you be able to handle the looks he'd be giving you once again?
Because based on the very angry dwarven sounds I heard coming from the room next to mine, he was not happy with you.
I do not see what Thorgrim's annoyance with Poe Masters is. He seems like a fine, upstanding gentleman.
I think he doesn't like how confident he is.
There is nothing
Well,
wrong.
something definitely stood.
There's nothing wrong with confidence if you're able to back it up.
True, and he definitely can back it up. But I think it's more... He thinks it's more arrogance.
I suppose it can be seen that way. Either way.
No, Poe Masters is a very talented magician, though. For sure. All other situations aside.
I'm... Aside from his prestidigitation... Fucking words, Jesus Christ.
Prestidigitation.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah, I use that spell too,
God damn it! I can't say it. Aside from his spell and mage hand, I haven't seen his abilities. But I will take your word for it.
It might be spells similar to mine. Where my spells more help out other people rather than,
It would explain why.
Because if you notice, I really don't cast a lot of my spells on myself. I usually say for you guys.
Fair enough.
So his spells probably work best when he's, with someone else.
That explains why I had issues with the spider.
Yeah, he's going out looking for a friend right now once he's done with breakfast.
That's strange. I thought he was waiting. Well, resting up before doing anything.
He's rested for a day, my lady. Perhaps he is ready to go.
Well, he said he'll definitely be back in town before night falls, because I guess tonight's the blood moon, guys.
It is.
So we shouldn't venture out unless we absolutely need to.
She's silent for a moment and glances at Hubert. Right.
I will need to, yes.
Right. I suppose we'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now, I should probably speak with Poe Masters. If he's searching for his friend and what you said is true, it might behoove us to lend him a hand, looking for his friend.
Yeah, I thought I'd wait for you guys before assuming that.
Well,
I was gonna offer, but I wanted to make sure you guys were okay with it first.
We can wait for... I suppose you're right. It wouldn't be wise of me to offer him that before discussing with everyone else, so we should wait for everyone to awaken then. But, still, I hunger, so I shall go eat some breakfast.
I'll join you in a minute once Thorgrim wakes up, I guess.
Right. Anna will then head along downstairs.
Hubert will join. And Thorgrim, you awaken.
Thorgrim awakens a very cranky dwarf.
Oops. Well, it works now.
He will get up very crankily out of bed. He will grab his hammer and he will channel his ki into it more as a ritual at this point, just for cleanliness or just for, ritual's sake. He'll do his morning stretches, test the old muscles out, and he will go and search for a bath because he knows that there is one in this area, but he does not exactly remember where.
You know there's one in Adel Sarday's room and one in Tom Tom's room.
Okay, so do I remember which one the nearest one is?
The nearest one to you, the nearest one to you would be Adel Sarday's room.
Okay, so Pilgrim will kind of walk out, see if we can find the rest of the group. Sees Jubilee and only Jubilee, and just sort of raises an eyebrow. You know where the others went?
Points to the stairs sheepishly. The royal duo went downstairs, and I'm recovering from last night.
Pilgrim kind of just looks at Jubilee and just sort of.
If it makes you feel any better, I may have gained a new ability because of it.
How the fuck did you do that?
I'm not exactly sure how either. But
What the fuck did you do that? Fucking.
But I think it has something to do with my, how would you say, escapades?
Yeah, but I didn't think you could get special powers through,
Well, I didn't know that either until now.
Huh.
So, it might be worth me trying with other things? I don't know.
Thorgrim is sitting in a chair, mumbling to himself in Dwarven. Okay, just not paying attention.
Jubilee does not understand Dwarven, so...
Yep.
Then,
eventually, he just
you
sort of
okay,
snaps to
Thorgrim?
attention. Yeah, he just snaps to attention after Jubilee talks to him and just goes, "Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it."
Meanwhile,
I don't know what you were saying.
Meanwhile, what Thorgrim said, "I'll kill that fucking guy."
Actually, no, you're saying something entirely different.
How the fuck does that work?
Should I just say out loud what it was?
Nah, you don't want it to
I'll
be
pretend.
known.
Okay, if you want to. I mean, I'm gonna pretend I don't understand either way because I don't understand Dwarven.
Yeah, nobody understands, so I probably won't say anything. But yeah, he just mumbles something in Dwarven. Then Jubilee catches his attention. And he just sort of stands up, kind of like the surprised, shocked, and just goes up. I need to talk to Adel. I want to see if I can use one of the baths because I'm kind of stinky.
I'll join you. I'll join you in a moment. All right. Oh, by the way, we should try to avoid being out of the city at night tonight.
What's that?
Apparently, according to Poe, there's a blood moon tonight, so the creatures outside the walls might be a little more dangerous, I guess is the best way to put it.
That's fair.
I'll wait for our final party member before heading down. Because again,
yeah. If you do you know if any of the creatures will breach through the walls during this blood moon thing?
Poe didn't get into that, so I don't know.
Okay, because if the creatures are more ferocious during this bloody moon thing, I should probably be on alert because if any beasties get in, I'll have to smash them.
Of course, and I'll be willing to back you up.
Alright, I'm gonna go downstairs and see if I can get permission from Adel to use her bath. You wait for that.
I'll wait for George.
Yeah, that weird angel George guy, whatever, the shiny person, whatever, I don't know. Yeah, and Thorgrim just sort of awkwardly just goes downstairs.
Alright, George.
Hmm.
You awaken. What do you do?
That's the first clean himself off. Grab his shit. Probably make sure he isn't forgetting anything since he might be leaving today, but I'll just step out. So I can go upstairs.
Alright. You see Jubilee waiting for you.
Good morning.
Morning.
She'll attempt to stand up and walk with him. You're the last one up, so figured I'd just wait for you.
And why are you walking like one of the shady gang people from my hometown?
I might have. Let's just say I
Say no
had
more.
an experience last night, and leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
But in any case,
Mm-hmm.
I should warn you, we should try to avoid going outside the walls at night tonight. There's a blood moon
what's that?
apparently tonight.
Okay. Would George know anything about the blood moon?
Yes, you know that it occurs about once a month, and all of the creatures of dark, such as werewolves, undead, and a variety of other creatures, become a lot more hostile and a lot more dangerous.
They get a power boost.
Yeah, rather difficult. Right.
Yeah, Poe was apparently going after a friend, so we might be discussing if we're going to help or not.
Alright. No, if
Well, I guess-
anything, if we get done with that, or if you guys so choose, I did talk to some folks from home, and they'd be willing to reward you for helping with a disease here.
All right. Again, we should discuss that part with the rest of the group. So I guess we head downstairs then.
Alrighty.
And right now, Jubilee's now thinking, like, if I could get abilities from Poe with that, I wonder what else I could do with different people.
That's an interesting way to get powers, I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
And as you all come down, you see Poe Masters is, of course, eating, like he said he was going to, and you see the innkeeper currently sharpening what looks to be a hand axe.
Oh, that's already a bad sign.
Guess my thoughts were right. Guess we should be prepared for any
Defending.
breaches in the walls.
Yeah, Adel is looking incredibly worried now.
Hey, Adel Serde, ask you
Yes.
a small question.
What is it?
It's more of a favor. I'm really grimy and gross right now.
Yes.
Can I use your bath?
I did take that room so anyone could use the bath.
Oh. Okay.
I think he needs your key, my lady.
Oh, yes. And she'll hand him the key.
I'll return it as soon as I can. And
Yes.
he'll, fucking run up the stairs and get some water and use the bath.
Huh. Didn't think dwarves were excited about getting baths.
I'm not excited, I'm just very, very gross right now.
And not the good kind of gross. It's the
I'm
bad
not
kind.
The worst kind. Ugh.
So basically, not the kind of gross I was dealing with.
Nope.
Nope to my statement or nope to the idea?
Nope to the statement.
Both.
Alright, so, Thorgrim, you have no trouble bathing
Remember,
yourself.
he has 2 kids.
You have no trouble bathing yourself, and you inevitably come back to the party.
Much cleaner, much, happier looking, much more peaceful, much less stinky. Deep sigh.
Much more
it feels
shiny.
Much better. No more of that mimic grossness on me. Ugh.
Did you remember to lock the door?
I did.
All
Here's
right.
your key.
I will take it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, Shaft, this she will then go over here. So, George.
Hmm?
Hold on. To remember, George said he wanted to take us to his home, like, since we cured the plague, right?
I don't think he's told anyone that yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I literally was about to, so I guess he'll
He contacted his mother last night, thus you guys do not know that
Okay.
he was told to bring.
So that's why I was remember the home thing, but yeah.
So, George, what did you want to tell us?
like I said, I spoke to some folks from home, and they'd be, I guess, more than happy to offer you a reward for helping deal with the plague here.
Huh.
That home being Haven.
Haven. Where is it exactly?
I believe it's northeast of here? Northwest.
Northwest.
How long would it take to
Northwest of here.
How long would it take to get there?
Approximately,
Couple of
I
weeks.
think, since a couple of weeks, maybe.
Hmm.
Depending on how
That's
fast.
a bit of a trip.
It is a long trip. If we go there, it might be difficult to return.
But if it's a couple of weeks, we definitely should wait till after the blood moon. Then
Oh, most certainly.
we don't. If we leave almost soon, immediately after,
Well,
because we don't want to. We don't want to get caught in the middle of another blood moon.
it depends.
Well, I'm sure there's
George,
cities and towns.
George, how long does the blood moon last? Is it a single night? Is it multiple nights?
One night a month.
One night a month.
You know, it'd be scary.
In a percentage, what would you give the survival rates of people outside the cities or towns or
At the-
whatever?
As you are asking this, Hubert just slowly looks over to you.
Adol just looks back. Before
Are you
looking
asking me if I
George.
think these people will survive the night?
Yes.
Depends on how well secured they are and how defensive. How good their defense is.
And if they're just out on their own?
Then, unless they're a powerful, probably close to godliness or extremely experienced, then they probably end up dead.
Oh, okay.
Or turned into a creature of some sort.
That sounds worse.
Very much worse. Oh, thanks for that.
I guess, like they said before, this was a military town, so this place should be well secure.
Yes, it should.
The key.
Especially with their plague problem solved, they'll be at a much higher strength now.
Yes, it's a good thing that we managed to solve that.
It seems very well fortified. That's why the innkeeper has a hand axe right now, right?
She pauses to
However,
this.
do you
and
know
then-
if anyone. However, if it's werewolves and things of that nature, some of those creatures could be able to, hide themselves relatively well. So you never know; it could have infiltrated the city.
Why would the innkeeper need a hand axe given the amount of ballista that are on the walls?
I just said, could it possibly be already inside the city, just waiting?
Yes, you might
If
be
these
right.
creatures are smart enough to know that the blood moon makes them stronger, then if I'm them, I'll wait until I'm at least strong enough to at least take down potentially an entire town with me.
You know, one sneaky werewolf, and that's it.
Well, we do
Exactly.
know one person that should know at least. And she looks over to the innkeeper. Excuse me. Can we speak for a moment?
can, yeah.
What was your past experiences like with blood moons here?
I would reckon that it was like the blood moons of anywhere else. The blood moon rises, we kill the things that try to kill us, and then we go back to normal the next morning.
Were any lycanthropes sneaking in or anything like that?
Well, luckily thanks to the doctor, they can't exactly sneak in.
But they
Doctor
do
probably has
infiltrate
some
the walls,
countermeasures.
right?
Well, once the blood moon rises, occasionally they can overcome the pain that the fires that the silver fires the doctor has laid out. And yeah, they come in.
That explains the axe.
Told you.
Well, at least they'd be in a weakened state if they were dealing with that then.
Well, I guess that's something to deal with later tonight. Before that, and she looks to George, I was thinking perhaps we help Poe Masters for today. He did say he was looking for his friend and he wanted to do so before the blood moon. Might as well help him out.
As you say his name, Poe looks over with what appears to be a chicken leg in his mouth, and you see 3 question marks appear over his head.
We were wondering if you'd be willing to accept any help in looking for your friend?
He then holds up a finger before swallowing. I suppose I would be okay with this, yes.
Perfect. Alright.
My god, that man can eat for days.
I imagine he could.
Orphan does like the disapproving eye roll, like,
I was expecting someone to go,
High lung capacity.
I was expecting someone to go, the chicken, right? And then just me saying something, the chicken, right?
There's a reason why it'll pause before saying I'm sure he could. But,
Yeah.
alright.
Prestidigitation is a pretty good spell.
So is Mage Hand.
So what about Tauntaun? We'll
I
have to go
was-
and inform him of what we are doing.
Yes, I was going to ask if one of you could do that. I'm hoping I might be able to speak with the mayor. Maybe have my appointment pushed forward, given I helped cure the plague.
Well, given certain people's track record with things that are down there, maybe it's best I go.
You?
Well,
Are you
think about
sure?
it. Thorgrim was not very comfortable down there.
Well,
And
that's...
I don't know George's stance on the 2 beings that occupy that there down there.
I don't
And
really.
if you 2 are
Yeah.
busy, then that only leaves me.
I would not
Well, I could
recommend...
take George with me just in case, I guess.
Yes, that's what I was going to recommend, given that you are having difficulty walking at the moment. And in case anything were to happen, it'd be dangerous for you to go alone.
I can take care of myself.
I'm sure you could. So could Poe Masters. We saw what happened to him.
That's fair. So, Thorgrim, I guess you should go with Aelsar Day since you won't feel comfortable down there.
no, you know how I feel about undead things.
Yeah, so you stick with Aelsar Day. Me and George will go take care of informing Tauntaun.
Okay. You be careful, alright?
Oh, well, the danger in there should be already be taken care of, so
Should.
you should be fine.
Doesn't mean will.
That's fair.
Well, if there's any... Well, again, considering Tauntaun's cat would seek us out if Tauntaun were in danger and he's been down there the entire night, I'm sure he's fine. So
I
there
think
shouldn't be
Tauntaun's
any
cat would
danger.
seek us out if he was bored of Tauntaun, to be fair.
If that were the case, I had a feeling he would have done so already, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. So, we'll be right back. We'll meet back up here.
Sure.
Or the cat's dead. One of
Alright, Hubert, let's go visit the mayor. Well, hopefully they'll visit the mayor.
And let us be on our way, George.
George?
The jungle. Friend to you and me.
Watch out for that.
Watch out for that tree.
Oof.
God damn it. There's so little energy there. Depressing. George of the jungle. Watch out for that noose.
Oh, Jesus!
Watch out for that what?
News.
He said news.
Oh!
It's
Jay,
hanging.
what the fuck, man?
It's hanging on that tree.
Oh! God! What the fuck?
Okay.
Oh, Christ.
I'm just gonna put my token down there before we go any further with this joke.
Who are we going with first? Jesus.
Roll a d4.
Oh, Christ, okay. Oh.
Probably not you. It's Jubilee.
Yep.
Alright, so
George.
Jubilee and George, you two have absolutely no issues going through the now basically abandoned catacombs. As inevitably, as soon as I can find the map again, find your way back here. And I have to Thanos the ones who aren't here. No, don't make Hubert fat. As you inevitably make your way back here, and you see Jericho currently working on Patterson, with Tauntaun just watching. And occasionally you see Jericho look at Tauntaun, go back to working on Patterson, mumbles to himself.
How's progress going, Tauntaun?
Tauntaun does not answer. Tauntaun is focused.
Probably not the one you want to ask.
Well, in any case, Tauntaun, we actually got something. We got a mission to do if you want to come with us.
Tauntaun is focused. Tauntaun has entered the zone.
You should also be aware of the blood moon that's happening tonight, making things stronger, so we really need to all be together tonight.
Once again, Tauntaun is in the zone. She's trying to learn skill.
George, you might want to look away for a moment.
Okay.
Jubilee checks to make sure she steps in front of Tauntaun real quick.
Tauntaun, you can no longer observe what you were observing.
Just gonna reach up to Jubilee's hip and try and push her out of the way.
If you are resisting this, we will need strength checks from the both of you to see who is stronger.
From the two weakest party members, this is gonna be good. No. I rolled that 20 anyway, so... And yes, my strength save is the same, so it counts both ways.
Alright, Tauntaun, you cannot move Jubilee.
Them dancing those dancer hips are not moving. Tauntaun, come on.
Her hip like wall to look around. Now is not the time for horny woman.
I'm not even talking about horny yet.
You put your hips in my face. That seems horny to me.
I was trying to get you to focus on me. Listen to what. Okay, since you're listening, we have something we can do, and we really need to all be together tonight because of the blood moon.
What the hell does a red moon have to do with it?
Makes powerful things strong, powerful bad things strong, and they tend to invade towns on this night.
And I'm getting the odd feeling you all want to go out.
We want to try to be back before that, but we really need to go out before it becomes night.
You know I don't have my undead right now, right?
Yes, but I don't want to take the chance of something sneaking by the defenses and getting to you. No offense,
I'm just
Jericho.
gonna look at the not a lich that he's with and the other thing, and then look to Jubilee.
We're also going to be helping Poe Masters with something, and George may have news of we might be able to get payment for our good deeds. Could probably use the money to get Patterson something nice to protect himself.
God damn it.
You know what? I was gonna say, are you still gonna resist? Because I'm ready to roll a persuasion check if need be. Hello?
Anton's gonna start getting up.
Uh-huh.
Let out a very, very long sigh.
Mm-hmm.
Then look to Jericho and just say, "Don't break my baby."
And yeah, he says as he just waves you off.
Jubilee will turn to George, and well, it looks like I didn't have to do anything obscene to get his attention. So, oh well.
What?
What? I'm saying I didn't have to.
Jesus Christ, I didn't know that was your original plan.
What did you think my original plan was?
Adelsarde's not there. You can't ask these questions.
I thought the original plan was Flash Tauntaun.
Yeah, that's it.
So do you all head to the top?
I will if Tauntaun comes with us.
I was gonna say. Well, technically, I mean, if we're doing a party
go.
orgy, I'm for that too.
Let's go.
Do you follow Tauntaun?
Yeah.
Okay.
I took a sip of my beer and it went up my nose.
Alright. Adelsarde and Thorgrim, what are you doing?
Gonna head over to the mayor. Well, mayor's office, anyway.
Alright, so you head over, you see the guard standing, not seeming willing to let you in.
Hello. I was wondering, since I helped cure the plague in the town, that I would be able to see the mayor sooner than originally planned.
They look to one another before one walks off, and then you're left alone with the other guard, and he just goes, "He'll see."
Right. Adel will just sigh slightly and then, glance over at the walls. She still kinda has that worried look on her face.
Eventually, the guard returns, and he says, You may have your meeting tomorrow, after the moon.
What time?
It does not matter.
Alright. Thank you.
He nods.
And she'll turn and start heading along. Well, not what I wanted, but it's a close second.
I suppose it's better than nothing, after all.
Yes. Honestly, I thought it would go a little bit worse. As in, there would be no change, and the mayor would tell me to just prepare for the meeting at the designated time, nonetheless. Bless you.
Thank you. I suppose this is the best it could have been.
Yes. I suppose she's making sure that the... Oh, hello, George.
Yo. Yeah, Tom.
You did? Is he arriving?
I guess.
It appears that you have
Jubilee
lost
got
both
Tom.
it's Jubilee.
Did not realize we were convening this quickly. Sorry.
Meow.
I was looking for a meme that Phenom would appreciate.
I was busy cleaning up the beer that sprayed everywhere after I took the bottle out of my mouth.
Anyways, we managed to retrieve Tauntaun and we're ready to assist in the other manner.
Perfect.
How'd your meeting go?
Well, I won't be able to see the mayor today, but I will be able to see her tomorrow, so...
Well, let's make sure we survive then.
Yes. And she just, like, frowns a little.
You know, I noticed the cat moved up, but not Tauntaun.
I ain't in charge of Tauntaun.
Oh, you're in charge of the cat. Okay. I thought he moved the cat up, but didn't move himself.
Control cat token. Where is Tauntaun token?
Bottom. There we go.
Alright. Suppose after the blood moon we will be traveling to Haven. Hopefully Poe Masters will... Well, Poe Masters' supposed treasure might be along the way. We might be able to find it during the journey, if things go well.
And we should be able to find, hopefully we find Poe's companion in a good way too.
Indeed, hopefully he's not having an intimate look at a spider.
Well, in the meantime, all that's left now is to wait for Poe Masters himself to arrive, and we'll accompany him.
We did tell him we would be meeting back at the inn, so...
I suppose we should.
Well, you can tell him to meet us at the gate. And off she goes. Thorgrim, basically, they got Tauntaun, and the appointment with the mayor has been moved to tomorrow instead of like 4 days from now.
Okay.
So yeah, Jubilee is going to go to the inn and inform Poe Masters that whenever he's ready, we're ready to go and to meet us at the gate.
Okay.
Just to save us some time.
As you do, Poe Masters comes out, brushing himself off, and says, "Let us away."
Right after you. Or do you want me to go first?
Well, I do enjoy a view while I walk.
Oh my goodness.
We're just going to name this episode Phenomeno's Cringe Hour.
I don't even name the episodes.
We are now.
Revenge of the Horny.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not even horny. This is just flirting for the sake of making him feel uncomfortable, and it's hilarious.
At this point, I'm more annoyed than uncomfortable.
I mean, I told a meme. Now is not the time for horny woman. Now is the time for odd science.
I was looking for the Russian Badger shut meme for Phenom to use.
Hold on.
I don't actually use much visual edits much during this session anymore.
Well, no, it wasn't for the session. It was just for you in general to use. But if you ever want to post a meme, you know what to look up.
Google.
Shut seal meme. Come here.
Okay.
Like, here we are. Found it.
Jesus fucking Christ. It's always a motorcycle that's the loudest outside my goddamn window. Anyway. Where are we
There
going?
is also, alternatively, the seagull form.
So, Masters is leading the way as, hold on. I gotta really make you guys know that Poe Masters is leading.
Is Poe Masters going to take up, like, the entire fucking screen? Of course. I know that their icon is the same size, but for some reason, it feels like Poe somehow made his icon bigger than one square. Just a little bit.
I've been Thanos
Hold
again.
on.
How dare you?
Actually, you're just hiding over here in the darkness. So,
He is not slightly bigger than the square. He is slightly smaller than the square.
I said
Oh.
it feels like it.
luckily, travel doesn't take too terribly long, as Poe Masters knows exactly where he is going, and heads along with no issues. I forgot to copy the party, so I could paste it to the map. I'm so dumb.
I thought this campfire was fucking lava for a moment, and I was about to be freaked out. Ka-flame!
Surprise, volcano!
Surprise volcano.
Nobody ever expects a surprise volcano.
Especially
See,
not
I
Pompeii.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
It's been millennia. It's fine.
It's not a too soon situation, just damn, that's dark.
Damn, son.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Oh god, I haven't heard
Well,
that one in ages.
considering all the ash, it's everywhere. You made an ash of yourself.
Yeah,
Boo. Okay.
As Poe Masters leads the way, he regales you with many stories that I'm certain a lot of you tune out as you're tired of listening to him.
No.
And even
Speak for yourself.
So George will probably be listening since he has nothing better to do while walking.
Yeah.
There's
So,
very
totally
much
only one
tuning him
person.
out. More out of just spite than anything.
Alright, so Poe Masters tells you of the story of how he found Bartholomew, who's the entity that you all are going after. He found Bartholomew hidden away in deep Duragar catacombs that had long been abandoned, and he trekked down there, risking life and limb to see if there were any hidden away Duragar treasures, at which point he found two different things. A very mystical sword, which he came to find was a sentient weapon, but viciously evil, so he had to seal it away, and Bartholomew, who seemed to simply begin following him after Poe Masters touched him.
The moment that Poe Master says the name Dwergar, Thorgrim immediately tunes in and is now focusing intently on everything Poe Master says.
Since the sword was evil, I had to seal it away, lest, to risk doing very, very bad things to, well, anybody who wielded it after all.
I suppose
You
it's
didn't have
a...
the power to destroy it.
No. It was a bit too powerful for that. Whoever made it was a very powerful mage.
I suppose it's a good thing it came in your hands compared to anyone else.
A sword with a brain sounds really dangerous.
Depends on the
Only-
brain.
Only some of the swords with the brains are dangerous. This one just so happened to be so.
Yeah, the only thing more dangerous is a sword to the brain.
Arguable.
Or a sword with a brain stabbing you in the brain.
What if someone with a brain is wielding the sword with a brain, stabbing you in the brain?
Oh, now we're getting really in
But,
depth with this.
no, even worse. What if someone with a brain wielding the sword with a brain stabs someone without a brain, looking for a brain but finds none?
Then who would have the brain?
They're like multiple party members just short circuit at this for a moment.
I like how
Thorgrim has the
George
anime
just like...
eyes, just like,
I like how George just moved one square up, and I feel he's tired of the party shit.
George is just watching the party shenanigans like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Alright.
There's some ones.
I also love how Pomas is leading the party from behind Adel Sarday.
Not Adel Sarday. He's leading
Jubilee,
the party.
sorry.
Like he said, he likes a hike with a view. Alright. So,
He was behind Adel
Pomasters.
Sarday. I think Hubert would have something to say about that.
He's probably not. He wouldn't dare, as far as I can tell.
We are getting close now. It's only a little ways away from where I made camp after. Very good.
And where you met the spider, which we were unable to kill.
Hey.
Unable
didn't-
to remove.
Firstly, aberration. Secondly, I was sleeping.
Right.
Any chance the spider's gonna show up again?
That's what I believe.
I do not know. I'm not charge of the aberration as it goes about.
That's fair. We should try to be quick about this then.
Yes, let's go and find your friend and get out. And as she says this, she looks up to see, like, what time it is.
Not even midday yet.
Oh, okay. That's good.
We got time.
Yeah, we have
Still,
time.
try to avoid sundown.
And all of you then watch as somehow Foamasters cuts through this dense shrubbery and tree branches, almost as if it doesn't bother him at all, as he comes out the other side.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm just walking around the...
Impressive.
Oh, sorry. I always forget my stature. I can squeeze through small spaces. Very small spaces.
At this, Adel just, like, shuts her eyes. Right.
Ah, there is my camp, he says, and then begins actually jogging toward it.
Okay. Heading over as well.
Same.
No, do I hear anything like around, like at all?
Roll perception.
I'm hearing everything.
You
All
hear
things.
For a brief moment, you feel like you can hear several giants talking about everything you're doing before everything goes back to normal. You hear frogs, birds. Nothing seems to be hostile.
What the fuck?
The fuck?
Oh no.
His
He heard
perception's
past
so
the
strong
fourth
he
wall.
broke the fourth wall.
Oh god, it's a variant again. Oh no. Eh.
And as you all make it towards camp, you do see Poemasters hugging on to a leg of a very tall automaton, which looks down at him before slowly looking at the rest of you.
This is Bartholomew.
Yes,
Holy shit.
this is Bartholomew.
Why does it look like
boy.
a shield guardian?
Because it is a shield guardian, he says, pointing to Tauntaun.
Holy shit.
That looks
Oh,
like...
so it's now canonical that Tauntaun knows what a shield guardian is.
Apparently.
Because I was asking out of character, but I'm going to take this free knowledge of shield guardian.
I think
Take what you can get.
Doesn't mean I can get what those fuckers are expensive as balls.
casually waiting.
How do you know how expensive balls are?
Because I've looked at the black market pricing.
Oi, oi, oi. What were you saying,
You're-
Thorburn?
He's just waving at Bartholomew and just saying hi. He doesn't really
What-
know what else to do.
What language are you saying hi in?
Just call him.
Okay, it does not reply to you.
Okay.
I want to telepathy it.
Okay.
Just, hello, how are you? Where can I buy one of you?
It does not reply to you either.
Rude.
Where did you say you got this from again, Poemasters?
I found poor little Bartholomew abandoned in Duragar ruins.
Interesting. I didn't think that anyone in this continent would have the knowledge to build an automaton.
Well, I'm very certain that he is very, very old. There
Uh,
was a lot of dust on him whenever I found him, after all.
I'm gonna try something, and I'm gonna say hello again, but this time in Dwarven.
It will then look to you before giving you a slow nod.
Right.
Ah, I see you found his quirk.
He only speaks Dwarven because, well, Dwergar are evil dwarves. So.
I wouldn't say evil. I would say misguided.
I mean, take your pick.
Adol will then go up to it and in like fluent Dwarvish says, "It is nice to meet you.
It nods to you.
Your friend."
Did I know that Adel Sarday can speak Dwarvish?
No.
No.
Thorgrim just rapidly turns his head and looks at Adel Sarday and just sort of quietly mutters in Dwarven, "What the fuck?"
Hubert looks to you and goes, "Watch your mouth," in Dwarvish.
What?
Adol like looks at you and for once just gives you a sly smile before looking back to the Guardian. Your friend, Poe Masters, was very worried about you. It's a good thing that we were able to find you.
He nods.
Unable to speak?
Unfortunately, Bartholomew is not capable of speech, but he does understand Dwarvish.
I suppose that's interesting.
And luckily, he did not stray away from camp, as he knew eventually I would come back for him. I could never leave Bartholomew alone again. And he once again hugs Bartholomew's ankle, and it's almost comical how much bigger Bartholomew is than Poe Masters.
Jubilee is just kind of cooing at how adorable this is. Aww.
What are we talking, like 10, 12 feet tallish?
It is a large creature, so yeah, somewhere around that ballpark.
Oh boy.
Stands a little bit larger than Tauntaun.
Oh, don't tell him that. He'll shapeshift to be even taller because he cannot handle.
He cannot shapeshift to be taller.
Oh
because
yeah, he can't.
He cannot
Yeah, I
shapeshift
cannot
to be a
leave the
size
medium
category.
height. But I
yes,
can shift to 8 feet.
Bartholomew is in fact 14 feet tall.
Yeah, that's a lot more than just a bit taller. Anton is naturally 6'9".
Nice.
Alright.
He can go up to 8
But
feet.
he's literally... It would literally take 2 of Tauntaun to make him.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And Poe Masters is 2.5 feet tall.
So he's cool.
So, she looks at Bartholomew. You were with Poe Masters while he was sleeping, right?
Nods.
How come you... Well, I mean no offense by this, but you weren't able to save him from the spider, were you?
You then watch as Bartholomew goes slack and his head tilts forward before he slowly regains his composure, to which Poe Masters goes, "Oh, he is saying that apparently the aberration knew how to cast anti-magic."
That's... worrying. Especially since it is still out there.
Isn't that like super high level stuff? We have to like cancel other magic.
Well, not unless it naturally had it on it.
Or if it just knew the spell magic, that would turn off Bartholomew there for a little while at least. At least I think so. I'm not certain.
Either way,
How much I know.
I am somewhat worried. And she will just, like, glance around a little. We should probably head back to the town.
Agreed.
For some reason, something feels a little off.
Yeah, and if that spider does come back out during the blood moon, we should be ready.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. That would be even worse.
Thorgrim's going to take out his warhammer, the silver one, just in case.
And as you do, you just immediately see Bartholomew take a step forward, pushing Poe Masters behind him as he stares down at you, seeming to take this as an aggressive act towards Poe Masters.
I will.
Oh no
look
no no
up
no!
at-
We're
I'll look up at Bartholomew and say in Dwarvish, I am protecting your friend. Do not worry. There are creatures about.
It stares at you for a second before it slowly raises its fingers to where its eyes would be, faces them towards you, and then slams its fist into a palm as if saying, "I'm watching you."
I will
oh,
nod and just sort of do the same thing, but then with a thumbs up.
How does it feel
So
being
is-
on the other end, Thorgrim?
I was gonna say like. So how's it feel being Patterson?
I'm a pit fighter. I'm used to aggression.
Very well. Let's head back.
That means you are a performer.
To a degree, yes.
You must regale me some of your tales then.
Mind violence, because there's plenty of that.
I am perfectly okay with whatever it is you have to tell me.
Okay, if you insist. But I'm not sure.
Let's
if
save it
now
for when
is-
we get back.
Yeah, I don't think now is quite the time. And Thorgrim kind of just looks around for signs of scary monsters.
Perception.
Okay. Perception. This is the right sheet.
With the sheet.
That sheet. Yeah, not that great, but something.
You look around, and as you look up this way,
Oh
you
shit.
swear, for just a moment, you see something with white feathers before it runs off.
Wait.
Followed us here?
I was gonna say, it followed us here?
Thorgrim, like, immediately just, like, starts gritting his teeth and clutching his warhammer, just staring in that direction.
Gross.
You followed us?
Don't be silly. We're in another dimension. There's
Wasn't
no...
that same thing? Wasn't that bird also the same one that resurrected and constantly messed with us magically?
Resurrection is one thing, but I doubt that it followed us to another realm entirely. That would be ridiculous. Even for the
And
goose.
stunned almost the entire party. It
Again.
revive itself at will. I think it could follow us here.
I am
Yeah.
not so sure.
No offense, Adelsarde, but reviving itself at will is the more impressive feat. Like, if it can revive itself, it should be easy for it to travel like that.
Perhaps it didn't. Perhaps it didn't revive itself. Perhaps you merely killed a mirror image of it.
That's possible.
Or maybe it's just quantumly immortal.
That just raises more questions.
Either way, I think you're just very stressed, Thorgrim. We should probably head back.
I mean, there's no doubt that I'm stressed, but
Well, there
I
you
mean,
go.
didn't you see that?
See
I
what?
saw nothing.
Dwarven grumbling.
Thorgrim, perhaps stress is beginning to get to you.
Indeed. I believe you should, when we get home, you should take a nice long rest.
Alright, fine. Yeah, I'll go home and take a nap when I get home.
Alright. So shall we be off?
Man needs his nap.
And then Anna will start, like, heading along.
Alright.
How far ahead, though, does she go before people follow?
I don't know.
Well, I'm asking
Uh,
the others.
If he sees Adelsarde walking, Thorgrim will follow suit almost immediately. But
Wow.
also
Yeah,
still
that's fair.
staring in the direction of where he saw that damn goose.
What you assume was the goose.
Could have been it could have been the chicken line again.
Oh, that would have been worse.
Yeah, that would actually
Worse.
have been a worse.
Worse. No, it's even worse than that, guys. It's a duck.
Oh God.
God.
It's the goose teamed up with a duck. Dear God.
They'd be unstoppable.
Postmasters lead you all back to town with absolutely no issues going on. Ah!
Oh God. Oh no.
No.
No issues whatsoever.
There can be only one.
Except now
yourselves.
there's all of you!
Yikes.
You know?
Alright.
I mean, we tried that storyline already last time.
We did?
Remember you made clones of the party?
Oh yeah. And
Evil
that
clones? And I ended up blowing mine's head off?
Yes. One of them suplexed each other into oblivion and you blew your head off. And then there was the chess. That was fun.
Then there was a fucking... What's it called? What's the anime called? Like fucking Joestar battle between the two Shards.
Oh yeah.
Stand battle?
I wasn't
Stand
there.
battle, you mean?
That was actually right before you joined, I think. It was on
Yeah,
the
it
same...
was the session before.
Yeah, it was the same bad guy that they were dealing with, Barbosa. But yeah. When we get back, I guess Adel will, like, look to Hubert and says, "Can we speak privately, please?"
Of course, my lady.
Alright. Where to go? I guess just, over in this direction. Could go close to the entrance of the mine. Seems that place is typically abandoned.
We can go to your room at the inn.
Hold on, why am I a scary tiefling?
Why not?
No, I mean, like, if it was like an alternate version, like a full version of yourself, it'd be like.
Yeah, but you said an
scary.
even scarier tiefling. Like, that implies I'm scary. What the fuck?
Well, in this place, you're definitely because the whole slavery thing.
That's true. Alright.
Yeah.
While heading along, in response to
You know
Hubert,
what they think of shapeshift.
Ale says, "Well, the walls are a bit thin."
I don't think it's an issue of the walls being thin, but simply Thorgrim having 2 good years.
Kind of an ironic problem for an older man, but very well. We can try my room. Hopefully people don't listen.
I have no problems with going deaf or blind. I can assure you.
It's fine. Alright. Off to their room.
What are the rest of you
Good.
doing?
Girl's gonna head over to the doctor guy, try talking to him about the blood wound.
Alright.
Thorgrim is going to heed the advice of Abel Sarday and take his old man nap at the inn.
Jubilee is gonna wish Tauntaun luck, because he probably wants to go back down and remind him to try to come back up before nightfall.
Tauntaun is definitely going down, and he's definitely forgetting.
As you go, Postmasters pats you on the back of your knee, as that is as far as he can reach, before saying, "I have no idea what you're doing down there, but I do hope you give it your best shot." And he will give you an inspiration of a D12.
Jesus.
What a nice
He's
guy.
a high level bard. It's official now.
See,
Super bard.
Paul Masters does stuff like this, and you wonder why we like him.
Can we take Pole Masters back to our world?
That's
Fuck you
kidnapping.
guys.
It would be
I mean-
madnapping. I am not a kid anymore.
I'm a big boy now.
Can we take him back to our world?
No. We have a bard
Oh my-
at home.
Pole Masters at home, though.
Wow.
Pole Master as one of his people.
I swear to God, if you don't start arguing, I'm gonna turn this car around.
Jubilee, what are you doing?
Not exactly sure. Other than wishing Tauntaun luck, I guess, because Poe's definitely got way better inspiration than I do.
Wait, can I have inspiration from 2 sources?
I don't think
No. They don't stack,
It's
unfortunately.
Technically 2 different dice?
so. No.
No, it's the
Cat.
same source. It's the same source though.
Same ability.
What about
If I
guidance?
were to give it to you, if basically let me put it this way, if I were to give it to you now, it would replace your D12.
I'm gonna keep the D12, though
Yeah.
I'm also curious. Does she know guidance?
Do I know guidance?
Yeah. Be a great way to give him a hand.
Unfortunately for you, I do not.
Okay. Oh well.
I mean, I could always give you a minus if you want to get mocked.
Also, guidance only lasts for a minute. It takes you longer than a minute to get down there.
That's
So, Jubilee, what are you doing?
I'll go to my room and try to think of what to do if anything happens. I really don't have anything to do, unfortunately. Except maybe Poe, but that's besides the point. Actually, Poe, I seem to have learned something when our last encounter.
Oh,
I think I learned how to make people fearless somehow.
sounds like heroism.
Yeah, but I don't normally know that one, so I'm not sure how I gained it. Mind helping me experiment and figuring that out?
It depends on what you want me to do.
I suppose if we try to recreate it, see if anything else happens.
I think I can help with this.
This is what happens when I don't have anything to do, guys.
So, everyone roll d6s. We'll see who gets to tell me what they're doing first.
Not me, because I think we know what I'm doing. Scorp, you had one job.
Alright, George
You
and
know
Scorp.
I always fail at my job.
George and Scorp, roll d4s now.
Ah yes, at least I'm consistent in my number.
Alright, so. Thorgrim, you're going first, so you're just taking a nap.
I walk right up to my room, lock the door.
Oh no!
Face plant into bed.
Okay. Adol Sarday.
Oops. So, Ale's just going to...
Hold on. You wait. You will
Okay.
wait. You will wait. Now go.
Alright. Ellen's going to just sit on her bed in her room and just, like, rests her face against her hand. I am aware that now is the time when you have to do... Well, now's the time, isn't it?
Correct.
During the blood moon?
Correct.
Will you be okay out there on your own?
Of course, my lady.
Okay, but I want you to put your safety above completing it, okay? That's an order.
Yes, ma'am.
If you need to, run right back.
He
Too
nods to this.
curious.
She nods. Good.
You are not there.
Okay.
I thought she was already in the middle of doing her experimentation.
You and Hubert left before she came up with that idea. It will take her several minutes to get upstairs to the boat.
That is fair.
Good thing the conversation was so short though. She's just giving him orders. Alright, just be safe.
He nods.
Last thing I want is to hear that you got mauled by whatever is out there.
I will follow your orders to a T.
Good. With that out of the way, suppose we have a lot of free time. I did want to check out the church. Hopefully it's still open.
Would you like to go do that now?
Yes.
He nods.
Alright, Off to go
Then-
church sing.
As you two are going down, Jubilee and Postmasters are coming up.
At this, he'll actually gives Jubilee a look that says, "Really?"
Experimentation. I need to figure this out, okay?
You do not need to know what you do in bed, thank you.
You're going to be wheelchair bound before the end of the day.
With a smile on my face. You know, you two should try it sometime.
Excuse me?
And just leaves.
Alright, so up next is Gorp.
Yes, Scorp is going to go back to the thing he was doing before.
Alright,
Which is playing Tauntaun, apparently.
you get down and you see that Patterson now has one additional arm under his right arm that Patterson is looking at, and you see it moving around as if he's experimenting with it, with Jericho mumbling to himself.
Aww, the first of many upgrades. It's so adorable.
Patterson will look to you and then give you a thumbs up with his right arm and his second right arm.
Oh no.
Chan will also give 2 thumbs up, but only with his 2 arms.
The Thorgrim and Patterson saga continued, but now he can do 2 thumbs up.
He can do 3.
begun.
Alright, so are you going to try and do anything special right now? I will take that as a no.
Take what is a no?
I asked if you're going to try anything special.
Definitely gonna try and learn more about this grafty thing.
Roll a intelligence check and a wisdom check.
Intelligence. Wait, that's save. Good thing I'm not proficient in intelligence saves.
Lost someone.
No, it was Montero, it's fine.
And that's a wisdom.
Since
How well
Bowmaster-
does a 17 and 18 do?
So. You're allowed to
Okay.
use You're allowed to use the inspiration Bowmasters gave you.
I'm going to slap that on the 17.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
Or 35.
Alright, so. Damn, Bowmaster's
Wait.
helping me out really good.
Timeout. That's a 12, not a 17, you fool.
Yeah, 17 plus 12 is 29.
It's still pretty impressive, though.
That's still amazing.
Alright,
It's
So-
true.
so you're watching him and you have the basic idea of how to start assembly, but you have absolutely no idea how to make sure it stays in one place and how to make it start moving.
Hey, it's a lot of progress still.
Yeah, I know how to start assembly.
Alright, George, you're up.
Alright. He's approaching the doctor and trying to see how he's doing and everything.
You approach Kane and you see him writing in a journal, and he looks up as you approach before closing it and puts it away and says, "Hello, George."
Hello, Mr. Kane.
Dr. Kane, please.
Doctor. Kane.
Or just Kane. I don't
Dr.
particularly
Kane!
I don't particularly like being called Mr.
Alright. I respect that. Anything happening with the leg at all? Any updates or nothing? It's all good.
Everyone seems to be cured. I assume thanks to you all, as I never got told of progress. But
Did he
yes.
not come and talk to you?
I don't think you did. And if you did, I'll retcon this later. In any case, the ones who were infected are tired, but they seem in perfect health now.
That's good. Had a question for you about the blood moon tonight.
As you ask this, actually roll a perception. As you ask this, you notice him shake his head for just a moment, as if talking about the blood moon triggered something before he's like, sorry, I get a bit twitchy when the moon is mentioned.
Yeah. See that? I mean, do you have any advice or any things of expertise that we might be able to help for? I think me and the other adventurers are planning on staying at least until the morning. I assume at least till tomorrow.
If you have anything made of silver, be prepared to kill a lot of werewolves. He then reaches to his hip and pulls out a firearm, which you're very familiar with guns, as they're experimental tech up in Haven. But you've never seen anything like what he's holding, and he says, "I plan on using this."
Oh, I've seen some of those before. Those, I'm guessing you have something, like some type of silver ammunition for it?
I do. Silver bullets. Very useful.
Interesting. So I'm trying to remember. I remember I bought something from the guy. The little.
You bought powdered silver, which you can use, which you can expend one use out of a bag, which each bag gets 2 uses, to make it to where your spells are infused with silver, thus dealing full damage to werewolves.
Oh, okay.
Because thanks to the nice little shopkeeper, you found that werewolves are resistant to magic. And only silver hurts them completely.
That's very good to know. Alright. And I'm guessing due to what I saw with the innkeeper sharpening his axe, there's a chance that some of them could potentially get inside.
Yes, unfortunately, they have a tendency to mob.
Gonna raise an eyebrow.
They send a lot of wolves forward to weaken the defenses, and then once the defenses are weak enough, the werewolves attack. And if they breach far enough, their mother comes.
Their mother?
None of us are entirely sure what it is, but when she comes, if her children, the werewolves, manage to kill somebody, she consumes them.
Alright, so wolves, werewolves, then a mother.
We aren't certain what the mother is, aside from problematic.
Alright, I'm guessing we should probably defend the place well, so that the mother doesn't even have a chance to attack.
Everyone in this town knows how to defend themselves. The innkeeper, he's remarkably good at killing things. I wouldn't recommend fighting within his inn.
Yeah, we talked about that once.
According to the people who live here, he used to be a savage out in the wilderness. I don't know how true that is, though.
So, I'm guessing in terms of help, you guys might not need much.
No. I would recommend focusing on your own safety for the night. Our town guard will be posted. And if they by chance breach, you are free to assist if you wish, but this will not be the first blood moon we've lived, nor will it be the last.
Okay. Good to know. Well, I guess I should make my way back on the way anyone else got up to. So I'll start walking away.
He nods.
And probably head back to the inn.
Alright. And with that, it's Jubilee.
Do you really want me to go through with this?
Yeah, roll a performance.
Oh boy, let's see how bad this goes for our legs.
21.
Fuck. Let's see. Right. Roll a con save.
Ooh.
Alright. Luckily for you, Foemaster's only rolled a 26, so you're not going to be taking any more penalties to your movement. You don't get anything else either.
Damn it. Okay, that didn't work.
I mean, you act like it would have been that short. In any case,
Alright.
Adelsarde and Hubert are next. So, George, as you're heading into the inn, you see Hubert and Adelsarde walking out.
Hello again, George.
Hello. Just had a interesting conversation with the doctor.
How did it go?
Went well. He recommended silver, as it appears that the town will get attacked in what appears to be 3 different waves.
3 waves.
I mean, he said that, they send wolves, and then the werewolves. I guess they send wolves until the defenses are weakened, and then they'll send in werewolves, and then something about a mother being sent in.
What would I
Something
need
about
to? What would I need to roll to know more about what he's talking about? Sure.
An intelligence check.
All right.
And also intelligence, see if I might remember or recognize anything.
Sure.
Yeah, I am pretty average as far as intelligence goes.
Based on the way that George explained it, you'll have to figure it out yourself. That goes for the both of you.
But yeah, apparently that was what he said. It kind of is. Doesn't know anything about the mother, but apparently, I guess they said if she, the werewolves kill somebody, she consumes them.
Right.
That they didn't need any help, but at least we should be prepared to protect ourselves and assist if by chance they do end up breaching.
Yes. Right. Well, it seems like tonight's going to be a very interesting one. So what are you going to do now?
Well, I'm probably going to rest since you're probably not going to be able to sleep during the nights, and should probably be well prepared for that.
That's a fair point.
So what time of day is it?
Looks it to be early afternoon at this point.
Well, look up and need like a few hours of sleep should hopefully do it, and then I should be at least ready for the night.
Well, I am going to be, well, just taking a walk around, I suppose. Clear my head and whatnot.
So if you see anyone else, make sure to let them know about what might happen tonight and the potential creatures we might be facing.
Of course.
Head into the inn and head upstairs.
Alright. I'll watch them go before heading to the church.
You get to the church, and you look into it, and it looks like this church has been abandoned for years.
Oh, wow. You know, I'm somewhat surprised. As he just looks to Hubert.
We were told that they didn't believe in the gods anymore here.
While that's the case, why abandon it? Why not use it for something else?
To be fair, my lady, if you worshipped a god and suddenly you refused to believe in it, would you want to use any part of it ever again?
I suppose it depends on why I do not believe in it anymore. Given what happened to these people here, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, perhaps using the building reminded them of the god that abandoned them.
She'll then, start heading inside. It's a bit sad, don't you think? Oh. Did you actually make a map for this?
Maybe.
Wow.
I just have to find it.
Thinking of everything, ain't you?
Which is a little easier said than done, as if...
Yeah, Roll20 really needs to be able to make just a folder that you can put maps in.
Yeah. Because I have a lot of maps because I've prepared a lot of stuff, but the problem is that with how many maps I have, I get lost sometimes and can't figure out what's what. Mostly because I don't actually name any of the maps because I'm stupid like that, but you know. Yeah. See, I found it. Are you the map I'm looking for? Oh my god, you look awful. But you'll do.
My god, you've gotten fat.
Just like Hubert in that one frame of footage.
Cue white Putin music here.
Cue what music?
White Putin. Does no one remember that meme?
No, I remember.
Yeah, I remember.
Holy shit.
That's gothic. That's gothic as fuck.
This looks like a boss fight waiting to happen. Jesus Christ.
You know, right?
That's a fucking altar. It's him. He's gonna come again. Oh no.
Someone get Dante over here.
Right? Elle's just gonna walk in and look around.
Chosen by the Planet starts playing.
It's sad, but all so familiar.
Hubert shrugs to this. It's merely just a waste of building at this point.
Unfortunately. happened a lot with the people that met the Drow Empire as well. Though the Drow typically had no use for such hesitation, I suppose. So religions were lost.
I wonder what caused theirs to fall.
Well, from what I've seen, people in the Drow Empire who have lost their religions tend to forget about theirs over time. Either that, or they just abandon it after going through the experiences that they do. I suppose it's similar here. The name itself, Crestfall, it implies, well, the implications to that name is obvious, but it is depressing in and of itself. It's almost as if the people here have given up, with that name at least. And yet, if that were the case, this town would have been overtaken a long time ago, don't you think?
Not really. Even whenever people have a tendency to... Oh. What's the word?
Survive?
No, I was going to say, even whenever they lose all hope, they still have a tendency to want to survive.
That's true. I suppose it's why very few people take me up on my offer. Oh well. I was hoping to learn more about, well, something here, I suppose. I guess I did. Well, it wasn't as cheerful as I thought it would be. Oh well, let's go. Oh wait, actually, before going, she's actually gonna check out the altar. Anything of interest around it?
All you've done is looked at it so far.
Oh. Should I roll perception or anything?
Roll investigation.
Alright, let's take a look. Hell yeah.
Do you touch it?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh boy, I'm gonna die, ain't I?
Hold on.
You read an inscription on the side, and it very slowly reveals itself to be in common, and it says, "If you read this, you are subject to finger of death." Oh.
If you read this, honk.
Alright.
I prefer an old joke from my old group. It says, "I've prepared explosive runes today." Boom.
I wasn't sure if that spell existed in 5th edition, so I modified the joke.
5 though.
Alright. I need you to roll a Constitution saving.
Oh my god, I am going to die, okay. What the fuck is this doing just in a church?
You came to the wrong church, motherfucker.
Right. So, you touch it, you run your fingers along it, and just for the briefest moment, you feel an energy similar to yours, as if you were feeling divine energy.
Huh. That's odd.
What is it?
I just pull my hand back and look at it. I just felt divine energy from the altar. You activated my trap card.
You activated my trap card.
Yes.
Was just watching Yu-Gi-Oh earlier.
It's strange.
Perhaps that means that there is still divine energy, blessing from the gods.
It might explain why the town has survived as long as it has. I wonder what god these people pray to. Perhaps Dr. Kane knows. Sorry, I interrupted you. What did you say?
It does not appear that they worship any gods any longer.
Crestfall happened 50 years ago, I think he said. No. Yes? What was it?
You were drugged.
Sometime around. Hold on, I have notes. Let me look. I forgot about my notes. Hopefully I remember to put down the when instead of just the what. I didn't. Fuck. Just the what, not the when. Oh well.
That's not my problem.
I'm not saying it's your problem. Shut up. Well, either way, I'm sure at least someone knows about who this church used to worship.
Are you certain?
It's not been a lifetime ago that Crestfall occurred. You think that it was?
The thing about it is, I don't know how to put this. What if they don't want to remember?
Ah, so they willingly forgot.
Or perhaps they were forced to forget.
Forced to forget? By who? Or what?
Perhaps the gods, the devil, or any other number of things.
That raises a lot of questions if that is true. Oh well. No harm in asking. Well, actually, there might be a lot of harm in asking. I might as well just ask Dr. Kane. If he reacts, well, I suppose I will judge the town's reaction to the gods based on his reaction. He seems like he knows what he's doing. She'll start making her way out, but then stops. There is one more thing that is bothering me.
What is that?
Hubert, can you... I hate to say this, but can you touch the altar? And just brace
Hubert,
yourself.
just-
Whatever does
you-
it might... Oh,
Hubert just, as soon as you ask, touch.
anything happens?
The Hubert's constitution. Feels like I am touching a rundown altar, my lady.
No divine energy?
None that I can feel. Then again, I'm not as attuned to it as you are.
So it wasn't only me. Interesting. Well, it
do you-
might not only be me.
Whatever do you mean?
I needed a control group to see whether or not the divine energy of the altar was specifically because of me, or if it's just latent to the altar itself. If it was only me, that raises many questions. But if it was multiple people, then it really is like you suggested. King Nilo did say something interesting around my abilities. That most people aren't able to do it. At least not without the aid of a god. And yet I can just do it on my own. Which is strange.
But it was probably a gift from your father.
I suppose it is. That raises even more questions. Alright, let's go. And she starts heading for the exit.
As you get to the door is shut.
Oh, fuck, it's him again!
The trap.
Why?
Why is it
Why do you
always
have to
him?
do this?
It's always the fucking altars. Alright. Ada will, like, push or pull the door to see if it opens.
Does not.
Uh-oh.
Hubert?
I do not know what is going on.
Ready your weapons. And
Hubert.
Jordan, I swear to God.
Hubert will pull them.
she turns back to the altar.
As you do, you see this,
Oh, that's not what I was expecting.
and it's watching you.
Okay. What exactly is that?
Well, if you don't know, then you don't know.
Right. Hubert, do you know what that is?
It needs to be an eye.
Well, I am going to start getting closer.
Okay.
Very, very slowly.
It just continues watching you.
Eventually, I'll stop here. Hello?
It continues staring, does not reply.
Blink, blink.
If you can understand me, can you blink? Well, it probably doesn't have eyelids, but does it look like if it has eyelids?
No.
Ah, right.
That would just be silly.
Right.
It also is very small. It's about the size of Postmasters. It's
Oh,
not very
so-
big.
2 feet. I don't know, man. For an eyeball, 2 feet is pretty big.
A flaming eyeball.
That's still pretty big.
That's even more impressive.
She will then go closer. Is it still just staring?
Yep.
She's going to attempt to... Wait, it's on fire. Ah, screw it, I'll be fine. She's going to attempt to touch it.
As you do, you see it slowly look down at your hand, as if it's trying to get a feel for what you are. Before finally, you hear this energy.
She pauses. What about my energy?
I have not felt this energy in so long.
Where was the last time you... Where and when was the last time you felt it?
Ages, generations of mortals gone by.
What's your name? Do you have one?
No, I do not recall. I have been asleep for so very long. When my mother died, I lost everything.
She just frowns slowly. And you've been alone in one place ever since?
I have been sleeping, grieving. I believe my name used to be Zuria.
Zuriel. Interesting.
Yes.
Well, it seems my energy woke you up.
Yes. The energy of a god.
What? I think you're mistaken. I am not a god.
I did not say you were. I said your energy is of one. Perhaps one of your parents. Or you are the descendant of one.
That would be... What would I have to roll to try and remember back that far if any parentage seemed like that?
You were never given a family lineage. The only thing you know for certain is your mother and your sister, as your mother kept everything else secret.
It could have been my father, or someone on my father's side. Though considering how powerful my mother and my sister are, I wouldn't put it past it if they were related to one too. But that's a thought for another time. What are you going to do?
I will probably fade or sleep once more. Without my mother, the god who created me, my form cannot exist.
What was your mother's name?
Can you speak Celestial?
No, but I can cast Understand Language.
Before you get the chance to, you just hear it go.
Can you say that again?
I do not know.
You don't know.
Without her, to fuel me, I lose bits and pieces of myself.
If that's the case, I might have a solution, though we'll have to see if it works. I'm no god, but maybe my spells might be able to fuel you at least a little bit. So which spell should I cast to test this theory? Let's go with... Part of me wants to do Sacred Flame, but I doubt that would go very well.
No.
Yeah. So I'm going to do Cure Wounds instead. Do I actually have to roll it and stuff?
Sure.
Right. 1d8 plus, what is it again? I think it's 2. 3. 1d8 plus 3. 9.
That's nice. Very pleasant.
Did it help?
You see it think for a minute before it goes, Melky.
What?
Melky.
Milk. Wait. Oh, Melky. I was thinking like, what, milk? Right. That was your mother's name?
Yes. She was the god of life. And peace. Peace among life. That was her domain.
And then you see the fires slowly dim on the entity before you.
And then she was killed.
By who?
You see as if it's trying to remember. It flickers, grows brighter before dimming, and you watch as its form changes numerous times as if it's trying to shift into something else before inevitably returning back to the eye of fire that it is, before it just slowly sits there for a while and goes, and you see it slowly beginning to dim.
Oh boy. Okay. Let's try another Cure Wounds and see if that does anything.
Alright.
So 1d8 plus 3. 5.
You see it no longer beginning to dim before it goes,
Rashi.
Rashi?
Yes.
Why?
He believed that his people were mistreated, shunned for being animalistic. He did not believe that his people, amongst any race, was smiled upon, treated as animals. He also did not like the fact that his god showed favoritism toward the dragons.
And who is his god? Or was, assuming they're still alive.
My mother's husband, the one who sealed him away.
Adel's eyes widen, and she just, looks to Hubert, and she has a oh my god expression.
Hubert is keeping his hands behind his back, looking as stoic as ever, as his eyes just slowly look to you.
I think we made a grave mistake.
Whatever do you mean?
We'll talk about that later. For now, your mother's husband, what was his name?
You see it twitch a bit before it goes,
Draco.
And is he still alive?
Yes, and he is angry.
Oh, shit. Alright. Angry.
He is enraged.
I see. Alright. Do you remember anything else?
No. I am growing very tired.
Damn. Hubert, do you think there's a way that we could continue to fuel him? I don't think you have much energy left.
Hubert just slowly shrugs to this and says, I am uncertain. The only idea I could come up with is trying to get it to rest within something, as it apparently did with this shrine.
Rest within something. Rest within something. What do I have? Do I have? Okay. She is going to, like, look within her pack before taking out, let's hope this works. She takes out the large, red crystal that was drained of all of its power. Do you think you can rest within this?
What is it?
It's a shard. It's a power source, but it's drained. It should be empty, that you can rest inside of it.
You see it slowly float toward it, and as it gets close, you see the red shards suddenly begin turning into, see it slowly begin turning blue, and it goes,
I think it would be nice in there.
Oh.
and then you watch as it slowly slips in, before you are now holding a blue crystal with a fire within it.
Holy shit.
Did you just do what I think you did?
I think I just did what I thought. I think I did what I just thought I did.
Holy fuck.
Holy fuck. Holy
So
shit.
what
Did
am I
you just make a light... I think Adel Sarday just made a light ether shard.
Okay, so basically to sum it up, I found a baby god that is the son of the god of life, and her husband, who is the god of dragons, sealed away Rashi because Rashi killed the god of life. And we let Rashi loose, and Draco's pissed.
You found an angel.
Well, whatever it is.
Angel, son of God, potato.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Apparently, it friggin' purified the dark ether crystal. The reason why I used a drained one was because I was thinking that it would be corrupted by it, but apparently it's the other way around.
Wait, you were trying to actively corrupt him?
No. I have a bag of the stuff, but I also have an empty one that was drained. That's the one that he was resting in at the moment. He somehow filled it with light ether or something. And
Yourself, gods are light ether.
I didn't want to use the dark ether shards I have because I was afraid it would corrupt it. Instead, it's the other way around. It uncorrupted it.
Purified it.
Yeah. And now I have a fucking angel in a shard. Huh.
Angel in the cup.
Okay. I am definitely going to keep this on my person. Before going, I'm going to rest my hand on the altar to see if it still has anything, like any reaction.
Does the altar have go-go juice?
Nope. And I will say this, in order to keep the angel alive, you're going to have to expend 1 hit die per day.
I can live with that.
Actually, no, it's gonna live with that.
Okay, you know what? I'm just going to say it now because I am afraid I'm going to forget about it. Can we just do it automatically?
No.
Fuck. Okay.
Because you will have to expend you will have to tell me that you expend your hit die every day, otherwise it dies.
Just do it whenever Adel Sarday wakes up.
Yeah, I'm just afraid I'd forget, but hopefully I won't.
Of course, he's saying that you only need 1 to keep it alive. If you give it more, it could grow.
I could. One way to find out.
Give it all your hit dice.
Oh god. Oh god, I just realized something. Adel has a light and a dark ether shard. She doesn't know what that means.
And then there's Todd. if you gave him a light ether shard, he'd probably try to eat it or snort it.
No, you don't. Do you not remember what happens if light and dark ether come into contact?
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you have shards, not the raw energy.
I don't. Even then, if we were to test it, God knows what happened, and she doesn't know that. Explains why Nilo took the stuff away from Tauntaun. Not why he didn't take it away from Adel, though.
Ale took it away from Tauntaun. I said,
No, I'm
technically,
pretty sure it was Nilo because of that argument that they had.
Sorry,
Which is
what did
basically
I say?
you arguing with yourself.
Yeah, Nilo took it from Tauntaun.
I played
No.
Nilo.
Ale took it from Tauntaun under Nilo's orders, so physically, Ale took it from Tauntaun. Nilo is the king.
Alright.
Sorry, I
Can't
got,
very
I
well
got
have
the
the
names
king
Good to
wrong.
be the king. It's good to be the king.
Oh.
Until
Okay.
you have a gesture like Ale, at which point you don't want to be king.
Remember, I'm the only one of this group that has no idea what any of you are talking about because I
Don't
wasn't part of the
worry.
group
I
before.
was actually.
So I'm probably going to mess things up occasionally.
No,
That's
don't.
fine.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Jay doesn't know either because he.
Yeah,
Oh.
he was around for a while, but when we started getting into the ether stuff, it was a little bit after he left, and that shit is nuts.
Gotcha.
Shit got weird.
Yeah, shit got fucking
I
real.
wasn't even there for all of the ether stuff. I was toward the ass end of the campaign.
Well, he was there for like the setup of it, but not the payoff. Yeesh.
I was there for something of it.
But anyway,
I'm really certain I came in after you guys set up a teleportation system.
yes. To be fair, that system had been set up the entire game, and then someone came in that could literally teleport us across the country, and that kind of made it defunct. But anyway,
You're welcome.
yeah, thanks. And I was thinking, like, at some point, because not only do you not know what's going on with the past campaign, Matt, but you, the listeners and watchers, also have no idea what is going on. So at some points, I am going to have to sit you down and just explain the entire fucking 6-year story that occurred with the last campaign.
Can we
Yes.
have like a video that has nothing to do, like kind of like how you've been doing the other meme videos? Can we just have like a separate video that's just like, okay, so here's the story, lore dump.
No, I could just do that. Not just make it a big edited thing, but just sit down and explain the entire thing. That would make it a lot easier on my part.
Make it edited, though, because nobody likes staring at just a black screen all the time.
Of course not just a black screen. I don't know what I do for visuals, but we'll see.
Just have your VTuber talk about it.
Yeah, probably. It'd be
Yeah,
like
your
the-
VTuber talks about it with occasionally an image describing either a picture of a place, a person, etc.
yeah.
I'd suggest having a like almost a classroom like setup with the chalk where the images pop up.
I think I could do that. All right.
Make sure to get full body tracking by that time, too.
What do you
Imagine
mean?
how many dabs you can do.
That would require a 3D model, and I don't really need that at this point.
Do it.
No.
Yeah,
3D.
you just need the ability to move your arms.
Yeah.
I fold my
Like up and down, not just folding your arms, like pointing
can-
at something or things like that.
I can wave too. I just don't tend to do it often. But anyway,
Yeah, you just need a 3D model of the waist up.
do it yourself if you want it so badly.
Well, I can't. I don't have time to do that. I'm not a
Well-
lazy bum.
Jesus Christ!
And
Oh,
you
okay.
saying I am? Bitch,
Yes.
fuck off.
You're a YouTuber. You're, by all definition, a lazy bum.
I am also a master's degree student.
While you guys argue about this, I'm going to the bathroom.
Okay.
to
Just
get,
All right,
because you're a
we'll get back
master's
after
degree
this
student
argument.
doesn't mean anything. Have you done anything with that degree?
I'm working to get it, you ass.
Well, then you don't have a master's degree.
I said I'm a master's degree student. It means I'm a student on the way to get it.
All I heard was master's degree.
Well, that's your issue, not mine. Also, Togebi Master. I don't know who that is, but I'll look into it.
You kinda
You now have an angel in a crystal.
If I
get fired.
I want to test something out. The
What
angels.
happens if I break the crystal?
I am not
Kill the
Tauntaun. I'm
baby,
not going.
no.
I'm not Tauntaun. I'm not going to do that.
Todd wouldn't kill the baby. He's an asshole, not a monster.
Yeah.
Okay. So can I use one life health die now to see to see what happens with the angel.
Sure.
All right. I will use it.
You see the crystal glow brighter.
All right. Is the angel still like out of commission, or can I like?
Still seems to be sleeping.
Okay. All right. So it's
Son
not.
of war.
I was thinking like, who knows if I do a health die, then it just pops up like Navi. Okay.
Hey, listen.
All right. She'll put the shard back into her pouch and like leans against the altar while folding her arms. I think we've made a grave error, Hubert.
Yes, now we have a god that's probably going to try and kill us.
Yes.
Oh, Tuesday already?
I knew there was something strange about fighting an angel to release someone, but hopefully we can explain it to Drago, but considering, well, what we know, I doubt that's going to go well. And poor Zuriel, what's he gonna think of us if he finds out that we've released the person that killed his mother?
Imagine if he was listening right now.
If he's listening, he's listening. If he's not, he's not.
Well,
Never doubt the power of a baby angel.
if it's any consolation, this god will probably send that angel at us again.
How is that consolation?
Means we won't have to deal with the god immediately.
No, we'll just have to deal with an angry lion chicken.
Hey.
Chicken lion.
Though I do have to say, I've never killed a god before.
We're not going
What's
to
he
kill.
doing?
We're not going to kill Draco.
I will if he tries to hurt you.
I understand that, but try and take a more non-lethal approach. At least use killing as a last resort. We don't want to know what the repercussions of killing a god is.
I suppose.
The repercussions of killing a mortal is hard enough.
I don't feel any repercussions killing mortals.
You don't.
I know, that's what I said. He then gives
He
you a
doesn't
signal.
feel it now.
She just... What?
I mean, just checking the chest real quick.
Oh god,
Surprise, bitch.
I almost had a heart
This
attack.
motherfucker. Okay, yeah, no, that is definitely a pussy cock. I had to check and see if it was male or not.
It is male.
Thereby, pussy cock.
The solar
Big
appears
cat.
and just
Male
yells at the
chicken.
top of his lungs, "Surprise, motherfuckers!"
Christ.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I forgot what you were talking about in the chat, and that thing just appears after what the fuck you did to us last time. We would be so fucked.
Sarday and fucking Hubert. Well, fuck.
What is it with altars fucking us, man? Okay.
You got a new friend because
Yeah,
of this altar.
it worked out well in this case. And I am happy that it did.
Imagine if Tauntaun touched the altar.
If Tauntaun touched
Go to-
it, Lord knows.
We should just find every single altar in the entire kingdom, touching it just to see what happens.
It's kind of funny because in
No.
the last campaign, the altars were also a plot point.
I'm completely down to do this. Let's go.
Hey, it'll.
Some of you have been saying that Tauntaun needs some Jesus.
None of us were
Let's see
saying
if we
that.
can't find him.
None of us were saying that. We all know Jesus ain't enough to save him.
Yeah, well, Tauntaun's saying y'all need some Satan.
Fuck off.
You don't even worship Satan.
Hail Santa. Ho ho ho.
I mean,
Alright.
yeah, he doesn't worship Satan, but he also doesn't worship Jesus.
But you do worship some weird otherworldly.
I worship the great clam in the sky.
Well, anyway.
Or
Ew.
was it an oyster?
Oi, shush. Ill's going to look up at the sky and see what time it is.
It is getting close to sunset.
I wonder if Zuriel would be able to fight.
I highly doubt it.
Agreed.
And then there's Tauntaun. No plans to leave the undead area because there's nothing but undead in there.
Shush. Alright, well. Is it around the time that you have to do what you have to do?
I typically do it when the sun or when the moon is more risen, but
I think in this case it's probably a good idea that you start leaving now, so that you can find a safe spot to do it.
of course, my lady.
Remember, your life comes first, okay?
Yes, kill anything that tries to kill me, understood.
She just gives him
In
a
this
blunt
world,
look.
there is only kill and be killed for Hubert.
Hubert will bow to you before tucking his arms behind his back and proceeds to leave.
Elle watches him go and then folds his
Oh, God, he went
arms.
outside the city so quick.
Elle watches him go and folds her arms. It's like, He is learning that sarcasm from somewhere, but I wonder who. Oh well. She'll
Jubilee?
then...
Tauntaun?
Probably Jubilee. She'll then head back to the inn.
Alright.
Alright. You know, I was actually thinking, before putting him in the Shards, like, what if I put him in the Iron Stone? Kinda glad that I went with the Shard. Shard? Yes, Shard.
Shod.
Shard.
You went with the Shod.
The Shood. Alright.
The Shod.
She's going to go to the innkeeper.
Into the Shod.
You see him looking over his axe, and you see about 4 more laying on the countertop. All of them look like very polished silver before he looks to you.
So, all people in the town are hands-on to defend it, yes?
I don't get a opportunity to let out my bloodlust very often.
Oh. I suppose that explains why you were so eager. I was wondering, do you know who I could talk to about the plans for defense and whatnot? My night's beginning to approach, and I think we need to get ready.
Well, unless you're part of the military that's here, which is what I call the town guard, you don't get to know their plans. If you're just a random Joe Schmo like you and I, well, you do whatever you see fit.
Oh,
The way I'm going to handle it, I'm gonna walk out there and split as many heads open with these axes as I can.
in the streets?
Yes, if they happen to get past the walls, of course.
Does that happen often?
It happens occasionally,
Right.
which I'm rather hoping it does tonight.
Well, I imagine if push comes to shove, me and my companions will be fighting alongside you.
I look forward to it.
Right. Then,
Imagine if Patterson was completed just in time for the absolute worst to happen.
He is not.
then it'll just...
I said for the absolute worst to happen. I've still got a few hours. I hope.
Alright. So do any of you come downstairs after your naps?
In my
Oh,
case, it would
come-
become upstairs.
I'll come down after the failed experiment.
George probably will come downstairs.
Alright.
Thorgrim will also come down.
Oh yeah, that reminds me, Jubilee. How'd those rolls go?
And will scan around for any sign of Hubert.
There is no sign of Hubert.
Rolls were meh.
They were meh on both parties.
Or
I mean, they weren't bad by any means, but it was just no results.
Thorgrim
So
mutters
it's meh
ang-
compared to normal.
Oi,
Both of you hush.
Shish. Thorgrim utters angrily in Dwarvish and will go to see Edelsoda.
Boyfriend Edel.
Hey, Lady Edelsoda, you seen Hubert?
he is dealing with something.
Oh, is it the thing she's supposed to be alone for?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Damn, I was hoping about
About what?
it. I was wondering if he wants, you know those stones that we were given? Points to the one above his head.
Yes.
I was wondering if he wanted his or if he wanted to trade for mine.
Well, when he returns, you can ask him.
Shame. Well, but it's probably for the best that he has the one that he has now, at least for tonight, because, you know, helps him be a little hardier.
Right. And it's like kind of obvious that she's like not 100% there during the conversation. She's clearly thinking about stuff.
She's thinking too hard. Smack her.
Thorgrim will lift a hand and just sort of gently pat her on the arm. Just sort of give her the consoling dad smile. Just go over here for a bit.
I don't think she knows what that is.
She looks at you as you do this, but smiles back and remains quiet.
By the way, I'm most certainly brandishing my silver cord because, you know, werewolves are common.
Alright. So, what do Jubilee and George do?
Definitely stay out of the jungle.
George is gonna go sit down to have us just be prepared. He's well rested.
Jubilee is
He's just waiting.
Jubilee's trying to figure out what she's gonna do, considering most of her stuff is not gonna work against him. Have to get too far. So she's just looking over her studies and trying to figure something out.
Jubilee, Thorgrim, there's something I think I need to tell you.
What's up?
Alright, give me a moment, and she'll head on over. What's going on?
She just stands and like shakes her head slowly. Releasing Rashi was a big mistake.
Oh?
Yes, I found out the reason why he was sealed to begin with.
Oh.
It wasn't out of jealousy, like we were told. It's a bit of a long story, but to make it short, he killed the goddess of life.
Oh.
That sounds really bad.
And the god of dragons sealed him away.
So, the dragon wasn't jealous, he was angry.
Yes. Rashi killed her because he believed that she was, I suppose, a symbol of the prejudice that his kind were going through. That, and he wanted to stick it to Draco for being, well, for liking dragons more than his race.
Does that mean that the person that we helped lied to us?
No, I don't think it's that.
Well, remember, Rashid. This is what happened to Rashid. The for Krogna, that's the story that they were told, so Krogna's being lied to as well.
Yes, and as a result, so do we. The important thing is, though, Draco is angry. And I believe he's angry at us.
Not surprised.
Oh, shit.
At
Suddenly-
Seems like it's go time.
At
Blood
this,
Moon, the monsters have respawned.
you see the entire area begin going red as the innkeeper just slowly smiles, picks up all of his axes, putting each of them somewhere at his hip before, without saying another word, he proceeds to go outside.
And Tauntaun's underground. He doesn't know it's going red.
I think we should follow his lead.
Yes.
I mean, I'll stay nearby, but I don't know how much good I'm going to be in combat with this situation.
Well,
Behind me.
assuming that they are able to get past the walls, we're probably going to be in combat anyway, so...
Yeah, but we're short 2 people in our group, so we better be careful.
We will make
George
do.
is the only frontliner. I mean, you and I will definitely be on healing duty for sure. If George and Thorgrim are the only front lines for us.
We will make do. Besides, believe it or not, I've been through worse.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright. George, are you coming with us?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's get through this. Then Ada will head
Let's
outside.
all get through this alive.
I agree. Stay behind me. Do not let me out of your sight. And vice versa.
Try my best.
If it's vice versa, won't that mean I'd be staying in front of you?
No, just make sure that I can see you and you can see me. Stay behind me. Thorgrim is like dead serious.
Alright.
Dead serious.
Dad serious.
Alright, so, Tauntaun,
Yes, Tauntaun is
What?
here.
while you are sitting down in the gloomy dark down, deep dark down, you see
Now,
Jericho close his eyes and hold his head as he rubs his temple a bit. It's like, forgot about this.
forgot about what?
It's the bloody blood moon today. Night, whatever.
Potato. Is that going to be an issue for my baby, or?
Well, that depends. Is it sentient?
Yes, I think.
At this, you immediately see the hollowed eyes of Patterson suddenly glow red as he looks to you and slowly reaches for his sword, with Jericho just grabbing Patterson. He goes, "I think you should leave."
Oh boy.
Bad baby boy.
If it's any consolation, he can't really help it.
Just remove his skull. It should shut off the rest of the body.
That's not how undead work.
How he's generally worked. Most things just smack its skull off and the rest of it falls. Granted, I did buy the body off of a really weird guy.
All I've got is the image of Tauntaun looking normal, and then all of a sudden glowing red eyes with the usual sound effect that goes with them.
So, are you going up?
I mean, yeah, unfortunately. Don't break my baby, though. Although, if you can, please finish the upgrades.
Why don't you worry about living? And then he goes back to to continue
Feeling you'll know if I die.
Don't argue with the very old and angry zombie man.
Does the old angry zombie man wish to come with?
No.
Wait, which one's the old angry zombie man?
Jericho.
Oh. Wait, who am I talking to?
You're talking to Jericho. He
I thought I was
referred to him.
talking to the Bone Knight.
Nope.
Where is the Bone Knight?
Doesn't matter. You're up. You're up above him.
I wanted to try and talk Bone Knight into coming with.
No. Neither of them are going to follow you.
Be a great way to get them to trust undead.
Alright. And with that,
Oh, fuck.
welcome to the above.
Oh, shit.
Wow, they're in early.
That was fast. Jesus Christ. I'm going to assume that the one that the wolf tokens represent more than one.
Wild guess this is not to scale.
Wild guess.
It's to scale for now.
Okay, those are some tiny houses.
Yes. They're as to scale as I can get this.
Just use your
Sure.
mind's eye.
Otherwise, I'd have to say things like every square is a 15-foot move.
You know you can actually set that up on the page, right?
I know I
Where
can, but
every 15.
yeah, I know I can, but I don't like doing that because that's boring.
Ah,
And it
yes,
caught-
you can randomly turn off the red.
But the thing about it is that I don't like making it to where the squares are all 15 feet because then you guys get to move 2 squares, and that kind of makes combat drag on and on and on. So
Fair.
this is to
Well,
scale.
hopefully
This is to scale for as long as it needs to be.
hopefully the big guy's gonna assist us, but what's the big guy doing by the front gate?
He didn't fit in the inn, so Poemasters had to leave him outside.
Wait, where's Paul
Yeah,
Masters?
what's he doing though?
Poemasters is inside the inn. You guys didn't ask for his assistance.
God damn it. Oh, well.
So, roll initiative.
Okay, question. How
Holy
tall?
Shit.
How tall is the building?
Very.
Can I get a number, please?
20 feet.
Okay, that'll have to do. I'm. Who? Okay.
Take up a sniper position.
Yep, I am going to go to.
Take me with you.
Yep, Jubilee. I'm saying, all right, I'm taking you to a rooftop. Hope you're not afraid of heights. And
Nope.
then I am going to dimension door. Both of us. Wait, not there. Where would be a good spot? I guess up on the end, a defensible position. And
Bergrim, you just watch as Adel Sarday and Jubilee suddenly disappear.
yeah,
Okay, bye.
bye.
We're up here.
And from
Oh.
there, I am going to use 2 sorcery points, and then I am going to cat with the fuck my life, I can't speak today. With the quicken thing, I am going to cast Bless on
Gesundheit.
shut up. Thorgrim, George, and is the innkeeper anywhere around?
We'll roll a perception.
Okay, hopefully he's close-ish. Quacking.
I've exposed you for
Release
what you
the-
are. Die, foul
Release
duck.
Release the
Hi, foul
quacking.
owl.
Die foul.
Die, foul bird.
Is it just me or did it become even redder?
No,
No, it
Oh.
Oh no! definitely
Oh, it
feel
did.
better.
It did.
it totally did.
no, it didn't.
Did you know that if you go up to the upper left corner of the map, red goes away?
Nah.
No, it doesn't.
It does on my screen.
What a shame. Alright.
Because this means that whatever he's got it placed on, it's not centered.
Is.
The only way that happens is if the creature is no longer on screen.
So is the dude anywhere close-ish?
I mean, he's on the map.
I don't. Oh, there he is. Man, he is too far away. God damn it. Okay. I guess I'll also bless Jubilee.
Alright,
Yep, and that's my turn.
wolf turn. Wolf bark, bark, bark.
Woof, woof, woof. Second Aru.
3, and you lose sight of wolf number 1. Wolf number 2 will go and tackle the innkeeper. As it you watch as the wolf comes up behind the innkeeper, biting him in the thigh, and you see him buckle slightly. However, he does not seem too terribly bothered by it, as the wolf he was attacking previously goes for a nibble as well, and he now has 2 wolves latched to him, looking as if they are trying to pull him to the ground, which they failed to do. And you lose sight of second.
I swear, if that wolf fucking kills the mayor, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed off you can't even imagine. After all the trouble I went to get an appointment.
Imagine if the barkeep was the mayor the entire time.
That'd be something.
That'd be hilarious.
But the mayor is a woman, and the barkeep's a dude.
Boys.
You'd be like, what are you doing?
Alright, I'm going to... Well, I've got the new thing, might as well use... I can't touch Thorgrim from up here.
Nope.
Never mind. Where does... Hold on, having some technical difficulties. That was weird. Alright, so I'm going to point over to the guy getting bit by the wolves and cast Lift. Trying to put the 2 wolves to sleep. So those 2 are going to take priority over the innkeeper.
I mean, if they have lower HP, yeah.
Well, I get to choose the order of the targeting, is what I'm saying.
No, you don't. It affects
No,
whoever
it goes.
has lower.
Oh, no, you're right. Shit.
I
Well,
doubt a
considering how
level 14 barbarian has less health than a bunch of wolves. You'll be fine.
I told you that in confidence. No longer will I tell you things.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't know. I rolled it anyway, so that helps. If that makes you feel better.
All right.
Well,
You-
one's better than none.
You sing your lullaby, and you watch as one wolf slowly drops to the ground.
All right.
Anything else?
Bonus action. Gonna give Thorgrim inspiration.
Thank you.
That'll be it.
You got this. I believe in you.
Thorgrim, on your right.
Mark! Mark,
What do you
wolf's
mean?
now
Oh
Mark.
god.
Yeah.
8 does not hit. So, as Jubilee calls out to you, you look over and you just raise your warhammer just in time as it bites down on the grip, trying to get to you, but fails to do so. Mark. And in much the same way, the wolf that goes to attack George snaps at him, but George manages to just narrowly dodge out of the way as it moves to George's turn.
Alright. George is going to do a little bit of experiment. He's gonna fucking do an experiment with this since he said like the werewolves were resistant. He's gonna try to just attack this one with just his regular launcher that he summons.
Oh. Excuse me.
That'll hit. You slash across the dog and you hear it give a very loud yelp to the attack.
Attack it one more time.
That'll hit. Look at you max damaging twice. Alright, you can tell that the wolf is not holding on by much, but it is still standing.
Alright.
As it moves on to Thorgrim's turn.
Thorgrim is going to push the wolf off the corner and then gripping the warhammer and still is going to go for two silver warhammer swings to Demouche to the snoot.
Okay. That'll hit. Look at you max damaging as well.
But it was only once. That is a shame.
Is that a net? Is that a crit failure?
Yes. Please assume the biting.
Bark, 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 bark. Bark, barks now, bark wolf.
Wrong guy.
Alright. So as you go to swing the second time, it hops out of the way before latching onto your arm, dealing 9 points of piercing damage. And I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Strength is
You have no trouble handling this issue as it's currently seems like it's trying to pull you down. However, it does not seem to be able to.
son of a get off me! I'm going to punch it.
Alright. That'll hit. Okay. So it moves on to Tauntaun's turn.
Tauntaun is going to... Well, I mean, there's no wolves near me. I guess I'm just gonna start strolling around the town.
Okay. Cat will see wolves attacking people and inform you of such.
Oh. Neat.
You cannot see said wolf yet. So what you doing, Tauntaun?
That's it.
Nope.
I'm just gonna hold an action for if a dog gets in my line of sight.
Alright.
You even laugh at him.
Adelsorde.
Okay.
Roll a perception check real quick.
Okay. Also, the heat in my office is starting to get to me. So, if I don't say anything, assume I passed out.
Drink water. Get a fan.
Fans show
Alright.
up in the recording, and I am drinking water.
Drink
Alright.
water while getting a fan.
Everything's fine. You don't see a thing. Everything is fine.
Okay, so where's the wereback coming from?
What?
Hmm?
No, everything's fine.
RTC is fine.
So what you
There's
doing?
nothing wrong in bonusing say. Okay, I am going to cast a non-lethal where's it? Hold on.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with that spell.
You're not familiar with the fuck spell? I'm surprised.
Sparks
Lol.
Non-lethal.
Yeah, I'm good at that spell.
Shut up. Firebolt on this guy.
I'm not setting up anything that you may have or may not have missed. Alright, roll the hit. Did you roll the hit? You did roll the hit. Alright, that hits, and you watch as the wolf gets hit in the flank, falling over as it seems the pain has caused it to be knocked out.
Sweet. Alright, that's my turn. Yes.
Wolf is slipped. Cannot do anything.
God damn it, man.
Despite the fact that Wolf seems to be latched on to the innkeeper does not seem to be taking damage. Ignore the two innkeepers that were there for just a moment. So everything's fine.
It's him! He's the source of the red! It's the barkeep is the source of the red. Don't trust him.
Where'd werewolf go?
This is werewolf round.
Anyway. I'm having technical difficulties.
Oh no.
Alright, Jubilee, roll a perception check.
Or please stop Discord for roll 23 stop roll.
Alright. Unlike Adel Sarday, who absolutely noticed everything that was going wrong, totally didn't miss anything. You, on the other hand, see, as you look over towards the front gate, you see that over here, what appears to be humanoid wolves are hopping the wall, and through the main gate, you see friends.
I don't like friends. I have enough.
I will tap Adel Sarday on the shoulder and point it out for her.
I am a bit upset that Patterson isn't considered sentient by having a 10 in intelligence.
Adel will look over and just very sadly stare before slumping her shoulders like, oh, great.
By the way,
But I will be casting Fairy Fire on that group over there, though.
Tauntaun,
Yeah.
you see a friend.
Is he within 120? No.
Ooh, shit.
How far do I shoot? I forgot how far I could shoot!
He's right there.
He's close enough. He's danger close.
I wasn't looking down at the map. I still want to find out how far I can shoot. Oh, I can shoot 240 feet. So that means I just gotta get to a roof. I could probably shoot everywhere in town.
Tauntaun's the true sniper.
There is only room for one sniper here.
Ball.
Alright.
Wow. Fuck.
So you fire the first one, and it bounces off its mighty, mighty werewolf pecs. And then the second one, it raises up a clawed hand, grabbing it before just slowly crushing the ball of force into nothing. As it growls,
God, he's hot.
You do.
as it growls with angry intent.
Do I see the approach of more friends?
Perception.
I was gonna say, while that's going on, I did do a Fairy Fire.
I'm working on that. I gotta
I'm
get.
busy with my other friend. Please hold.
Yeah, no, you don't notice new friends. You're too busy with your friend. Your friend is good enough, friend.
He's a good boy.
Luckily for you guys though, they don't get their turn until later. Because it took their turns actually coming into the initiative.
As a side note, Jubilee will also mention the possible of some climbing over the wall in that area to Adel
Coming
Sarday.
out of the goddamn walls!
Hold on.
Guys, we have a problem.
Weren't the walls lined with ballista?
They were.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
Are the ballistas still there?
Yes, the ballistas are still there, but the bolts aren't silver tipped.
Yeah.
Which means they don't hurt werewolves.
I mean, yeah, but they are still being shot with a log, so.
Which does not hurt them.
I mean, that is true.
Oh yeah.
But would
Heard
it
that
at
these
least
guys knowing about silver, they silver up their tips.
Where would they get the silver from, though?
silver coins?
Coins
Mines.
from where?
You could probably beat a werewolf down with a sock full of silver coins.
Coins from where?
Is silver not a currency?
It is.
No,
Who's going
not
to
this
try?
world.
It isn't?
Not in this world.
Oh, fuck! That's even
Oh.
worse!
Oh shit!
Now you see my point!
Alright,
It's even worse than I thought.
Jubilee, you cast Fairy Fire, and you see the 3 wolves beginning to glow as the werewolves seem to look it over before just looking for the source. And they sniff the air before both sets of eyes fall on you.
You know, so today we might have been made.
It's a good thing that they can't climb, right? Right? Please tell me I'm right.
I mean, technically they got hands and feet. They can climb.
Fuck.
They're just slow.
Thorgrim does a 15 hit.
It does exactly.
Alright, I need you to roll a strength saving throw as you take 7 points of piercing damage from your kind little wolf friend.
Oh. Playing time.
As it continues chewing on your arm, but fails to knock you.
It's gonna be funny if Thorgrim tames this thing and now he has a wolf companion.
Alright, George, the wolf you originally attacked is currently unconscious. What do you do?
Alright. George is gonna. I'm guessing since George doesn't have to focus on that, you can kind of see that there's more approaching from the gate.
Oh yeah.
Okay. He's gonna buckle down. Does that silver thing only work for like one spell? Or does it work for like all spells that I use?
So it has 2 uses to it, and one use will go to 1 spell, but each bag can do 2 spells.
Okay.
If you're
So
asking
probably.
if you use it once with Eldritch Blast, it will cover both Eldritch Blasts because it is still technically 1 spell.
So I'll use it for a different spell. So he's gonna see the barrel, see all that. He's gonna What is this? Is gonna take? And does it cost an action to do the silver powder spell, or is it like
Bonus action.
Okay. He's gonna bonus action, put some of it on his feet. He's going to rush over to up there. And then if he gets attack of opportunity, take it.
You will provoke an attack of opportunity from Wolf that was tackling Thorgrim, and I need you to roll. Wait, hold on. 17 to hit.
Nope. It's a 19.
19.
Shield and proficient with heavy armor.
You're proficient with heavy armor? I thought it was medium armor.
Wait, never mind. Actually, it's 17. I'm thinking about a different character.
Alright, so 17 matches, which means it hits. I need you to roll a strength saving throw, as the wolf deals 6 points of piercing damage to you with its bite. And you're fine. You managed to make it to where you do.
Alright. He's gonna do that, and then he's just going to use his Thunder Step spell with the silver food stuff.
Alright.
They're gonna wrath them and then just peace out again.
So that requires them to make dex saves, yeah?
Yep, so 3d10.
How close does it need to be?
10 feet, so
Just the werewolves?
werewolves and the 2 wolves behind them.
What's your save DC?
15.
2 wolves fail, 1 werewolf fails. So where are you thunderstepping to?
How far can I go? 90 feet? I guess I need to go up on the, like the roof back there.
Alright. No, you're... Alright. It moves to a wolf. That wolf doesn't get its turn because it used its turn to enter combat. Thorgrim.
More out of, okay, now do I see the friends?
Yes.
Okay.
Because there was another very loud kaboom, which probably made you look over, and you
God
see...
damn it! Why?
You look over and you see the 2 werewolves holding their ears, one of them smoking more than the other one, as, yes, you do in fact see your new friends.
He's just like he hears the boom and he just goes, God damn it, why? And then he looks up and he just goes,
Oh shit!
oh shit! And he,
That's
I would like to rage.
Okay.
And I would like to attempt to finish off my current playmate, and so I could go engage with the other playmates.
Okay.
So... Oh, I wish I could do this.
But shit isn't.
Damage?
Alright, you hear the dog yelp as you hit it, but it continues to stand.
Okay, second swing. I'm gonna use my Infraster.
Okay.
That's a D8, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Ooh.
You swing down toward it, and you hear Jubilee's encouraging words before you just hear the wolf bark and snarl at you, which throws you off, causing your hammer to hit the ground instead.
Son of... Heal! And I punch it in the face.
Okay.
Oh, damage first. That was damage first. Oops.
And I need you to roll hit first. Alright, so as you yell at it to heal, you throw your punch at it, only for it to jump out of the way and snap at your wrist, trying to bite you.
What?
Alright, he doesn't get his turn because he used it to enter combat.
Give me the
Tauntaun!
bag.
Yes, Tauntaun is here. Is it Tauntaun turn?
It is Tauntaun turn.
Okay, we're gonna start out with some at-will mage armor on myself, and then bonus action create Eldritch Cat, and send Eldritch Cat to melee.
Defend me, peasant!
Defend me, kitty! Beat the mean dog! That moment when cats versus dogs turns on its head.
Meow.
Just meow. Beat his ass. Why is there a 78?
Because that's its HP for while it's in this form for now. It gets to roll its HP every time it turns into this, and you watch as it wiggles its way toward the werewolf.
Wiggle.
And you watch as it hits the werewolf 2 times, but you barely see any damage dealt to it.
I suppose it does make a good stopgap measure.
Alright, and I believe that wolf came into combat this turn. It did. And all of a sudden, Thorgrim, from behind you, you hear the inn door open as Pomactors comes to help.
Fucking nice initiative, Pole Masters. Jesus Christ. No fucking wonder he was gone for so long.
Now who's walking with a limp?
Well, Pomasters only has a movement speed of 25 feet, so...
Yeah, that's not limping for him. Although, let's be real here, he's probably carrying a lot of dick to body ratio.
And Thorgrim,
And he's definitely carrying this team.
you watch as Poe Masters runs forward before he pulls out a banjo, and you just see him strum it rapidly, just ding, and then you see sparks fly out of it as you see a little orb speed toward him before landing in front of the werewolves. And as it lands in front of the werewolves, you see it change and shift into an illusionary form of Poe Masters, which grips its shirt before pulling its shirt off, revealing what you assume to be very glorified but very well-defined muscular pecs as he casts Hypnotic Pattern.
What the fuck?
Does Jubilee need to make a will save?
You are not within 30 feet, so you are fine.
So, we all saw that, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, for me, this is just a repeat performance.
And, more importantly, all except for one of the new attackers are now stunned by it, with the one that wasn't stunned by it just kind of looking at it as if it's gross.
He's just got that face of ugh.
And that's Bowmaster's turn, as it moves on to Nailstarday.
Perfect. It's time for a 1, 2...
You know that face in Soul Eater that when you find Excalibur.
It's time for a 1-2 combination. Fireball right here. So, let's see if I actually managed to fix it this time. No, I didn't. Oh well.
Alright, so since one werewolf and all of the wolves are incapacitated, they automatically fail their dex save.
Sweet.
Question. Why is the spell save DC 0?
I didn't fix it. Okay, so that should be 8d6.
What is your spell save DC?
It's 14.
Okay.
I think my net's kind of failing me because you guys are going really robotic.
Nice.
Nice like Royce.
So I take it that Adelsorday has pressed the fucking button and just decided to pull them all up.
Yep, non-lethally though.
Bites the dust though.
Non-lethal explosion.
Yes.
I told them early on in the campaign, so long as they tell me they do any attack non-lethally, I will allow it to be non-lethal.
It's because Adelstarday is a pacifist. So, she will not take
She
a
has passing fist through people, alright.
On a dog.
I mean, taking away its oxygen won't kill it. It will make it pass out, and then the oxygen returns shortly thereafter.
Or
Unless you're shotgun, at which
concussive
point-
blast.
Yeah.
Alright,
A concussive blast that isn't too powerful will knock someone out.
so you hurl the fireball and it ruptures into flames, and when the flames dissipate, you see the wolves lying unconscious, whereas the werewolf that had previously been stunned by the hypnotic pattern is no longer stunned and growling angrily.
Well then.
At which point, Thorgrim, you just see Poe Masters go, "Ah, crap. Wasn't expecting her to do that.
Glad you could decide to show up.
I was working on it," he says, just very simply. Look at these tiny legs.
Where's your mechanical friend?
You heard the
I
boom.
think he's outside.
Can
His
you,
name is Bartholomew.
Can you call Bartholomew in, please?
Yes. And you then just watch as he pulls out a harmonica and then goes, "He'll be here shortly."
Okay.
Summoning the dragon sword.
But I don't know how useful he will be, considering the fact that
Uh-oh.
considering the fact that none of his attacks are magic.
Yeah.
And you watch as the werewolf snaps at Poe Masters. However, he seems to duck under it, managing to avoid the attack altogether. And second attack also misses as it swipes at him, but Poemaster's being so tiny just doesn't seem like he's able to beat it.
Makes you wonder how the spider caught him.
He was sleeping. Alright. Werewolf that's tussling with the not-so-muscle of Cat is going to make 2 attacks against Cat. It crit fails one of its attacks. So Cat will get a counter-attack. Meow. Smack in the face. As Werewolf will claw. 9 points of damage. As it moves on to Jubilee's turn.
Alright, sorry about that. So... how close to me?
Be applying bless to
Do you want to help our Poemasters right now, please?
Your turn.
Hello?
Hi. Can you not hear me?
Did anyone hear me?
What
Yeah,
did you
but-
say?
I did.
Oh, bastards.
Hello?
What did you say? No, actually, I heard what you said. I don't know who you were talking to, actually.
I can hear everyone.
Everything is extremely robotic for me. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we gotta give him a minute.
I think he's just saying in general, is anyone going to help Masters, I guess?
Nope, sorry, that's the wrong ability. What I wanted... that one. There we go. So that's my bonus action.
Alright, what 5 people are you picking?
Poe, Thorgrim, Adel Sarday, and George, because no one else is close enough to me.
Okay. This allows him to move up to his speed, right?
Correct. And they do not take attacks or opportunity.
Alright, so Poemasters feeling invigorated. Thorgrim, you watch as Poemasters gives the finger guns to the werewolf and then points to the regular wolf before you just see 2 mage hands scoop him up from his feet, and then it's just.
And again,
Out of here.
Thorgrim can move to the big guy now as well, and George can move his movement.
Yeah, I think George will probably... Was he able to maneuver down, actually?
Yeah.
You up to your speed, so
But it's 10 where you are at the house you're at. It's 10 feet down. So
Okay, we'll jump down. Then, I guess.
short. It's just a short jump for you.
Definitely keep position with the werewolf.
And again, and keep in mind, all of you also have 8 temporary hit points. So
Total and max, right?
no, this is just temporary.
yeah, mine's only temporary hit points. It's someone else's that does that. And then for my regular action, I'll try to. I don't know how I'm non-lethally going to do this. Like, use the hilt of a throwing dagger and throw it at the thing Thorgrim was fighting.
The wolf.
Yeah. I'm trying to do it non-lethally if you allow it, I guess, but...
I mean, yeah, you say it's non-lethal, I'll allow it.
Yeet. Donk. Oh my god, I knocked it out. Like, the handle just plunks on the edge.
I softened it up for you.
Thank you. And that's my
You're
turn.
welcome.
Alright, as it moves on to George's turn.
Alright. George continuing his thing. With George, I don't think George probably dealt with werewolves before, so I don't think he'd know if his summoned weapons would do damage to him.
Your weapon is a magic weapon, and based off of what you were told, you assume it would hurt it, just not as much as a silver one.
Okay.
Let's pick it up
Yes,
on
we'll still attack it with its what's it called? Longsword he used.
Okay.
16 hit?
It does.
Also, second question: is these things kind of considered like humanoid?
They are.
Okay. Second attack.
What the hell was that?
You slice against it, and much like you were told, you don't feel like you're dealing as much damage, but you can definitely tell you are hurting it. That Wolfbug is knocked out, so it moves on to Thorgrim's turn.
Oh, okay. Here we go. I'm gonna start swinging with my silver warhammer.
You have advantage because of flanking.
I do.
I'm gonna smack the fuck out of it.
God, you do.
Glad I had advantage.
That'll hit. Alright, so as the werewolf looks to George, who's basically an inconvenience to it, you hit it in the back with the silver warhammer, causing it to let out a very loud yell.
Oh, you didn't like that now, did ya? Take this.
Oh
Aha!
God.
Oh shit!
Take this, Chris!
Shit!
It turns around and gets a Triple H sledgehammer to the jaw.
Yeah, exactly.
Then take this one, smack! You hit it across the head. You see a couple of its teeth be knocked out as it looks to you, snarling angrily, as it's still not knocked out yet.
And I'm going to spend a point of key for a flurry of punching punch.
Okay.
Gloria, fuck you.
Flurry of fuck you. 19 to
Go to
hit.
sleep, go to sleep, go to
That'll
sleep.
hit.
Plus 2 points of fire.
Okay.
And then second attack. And then 2 points of ice.
Jesus.
Max damage! Alright, so you punch it 2 times, and with these, you can tell you're not dealing nearly as much damage as you were previously, as it just simply growls at you.
Oh, you want more of the hammer, do you?
Surprise.
And as you say this, a shadow looms over you, Thorgrim,
Ah, fuck.
Oh no!
Come on, hammer, do you?
as it has advantage as it, thanks to pack tactics. Right.
Doesn't really need it for that, but we'll see.
Well, as it rushes over and you feel fangs pierce into your shoulder, dealing 18 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
Boy.
And I need a Constitution.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah,
It
this
is
is
not.
the scary. This is the scary part.
It is not poison.
No, I know what it is though.
Ooh.
Alright, as it makes its second attack at you. As the second attack deals 7 points of slashing damage. As it moves on to Tauntaun's turn.
Do you want another concept?
No, you only have to make the con save if it bites you.
Okay. Oh, that was claw. Okay.
Slash.
Barb.
Guess I'm going to hope the cat does a little bit better while also sending out some motherfucking migraines to the nice bastard.
Mind sliver.
Yes, I agree. For absolute minimum damage, but still. Or well, not
Damage is
minimum damage.
damage.
It is, especially when it's psychic. One of the most.
Because they can't resist that shit.
All right.
Yeah, it's the rarest resistance.
So you fire off the mind sliver, and you watch as it speeds forward, bouncing off of its forehead as Cat will make its attacks at the werewolf.
What do you mean bouncing off of its forehead? It's a save.
Yeah, I know. It made it save, so it bounced off its forehead.
Oh.
Well, shit.
Ah. I really gotta get Tauntaun more helpers.
Anything else?
No, I have absolutely, basically nothing that I can do.
Start
Are you-
praying for an earthen elemental boy.
No, I would if I was able to summon them. A certain party of mine doesn't want to buy me things.
I'm broke. I can't buy you things.
Moves on to Poe Master's turn.
And actually, most of us don't have a good amount of money here now.
I mean, fair. Maybe I'll ask Poe Masters for a moment. Unless I can make a gilded skull.
Find a jeweler and then you might be able to.
I'll say that's just out of range of you guys. Just for simplicity's sake. As Poe Masters jogs over to stand beside Thorgrim and George as you both see him approach, and it doesn't seem like he's going to do anything based on his stature, before you then hear him strum on his banjo again with a ding, and then he opens his mouth and you all smell ozone as suddenly lightning just spews out of his mouth, covering the two werewolves.
I love how I can't even use 2 of my spells because I don't have the components for it. Yeah, 400 gold point vial, and pickled tentacle, and an eyeball. A skull worth 300 gold.
I mean, find a jeweler and they could probably attach it to your boy's skull.
As after the lightning courses over the two werewolves, Thorgrim, the one you had been hitting, just slowly falls forward, hitting the ground, with electricity still coursing along it.
Did that son of a bitch steal my kill?
I was trying to help you.
God damn it.
What?
Fine. Thank you, I guess.
You're welcome, I guess.
Will
I
you
know
two quit it? We're in a life or death situation. Stop arguing.
Not the time, guys.
Fine. Help me with this one, too.
Also, Poe, eyes forward.
Bartholomew, where are you?
Oh boy, there he
Yes,
is.
there it is.
Well, it's the
We
big
are
guy.
As you all watch as it just reaches forward, wrapping its arms around the werewolf and just holding it still because it knows it cannot actually hurt the werewolf.
I will
It'll
hug it and pet it and name him George.
Is this? Hold on. This wolf is still alive and kicking, right?
Roll a perception check.
Okay. Let's see.
No.
Okay. In which case, as with before, non-lethal firebolt on this guy.
hits.
Right?
As the firebolt hits it, only causing it to snarl. It does not seem to enjoy having been shot.
What a shame. Alright. What else? Would I be able to hop over to this roof?
With an acrobatics check, you might be able to.
Shit. Okay. Ooh, what?
Yeah, you're fine.
Fancy.
That's weird. Okay. I am
With
just...
two different modifiers.
Yeah, that is weird.
That means you rolled a 19 and a 17.
Would I be able to do it again to this one?
With another acrobatics.
Alright. I think I might be testing my luck, but screw it.
Wish you luck.
What's the worst that could happen? I'm about to find out.
As
That's
you
not too bad.
hop here and get to here, your foot slips and you are now dangling off the roof. But you didn't fall, so at least there's that.
Whoa.
I was trying to get over here because I remember seeing wolves go in this direction. But,
Also, with how much movement you used to get here,
yeah?
you cannot pull yourself up yet.
Yeah, makes sense.
Roll a strength save.
Oh boy, that's probably gonna bite me in the ass. Yup.
Uh-oh.
You are beginning to slip, but you are holding on for the time being.
Oh boy.
Scorp.
Yo, Sardi, what are you doing?
Scorp, there's echo over here. Fix it. I'm trying.
Werewolf.
I am trying to get an angle, and I'd appreciate some assistance right now.
Werewolf is going to bite cat. Werewolf deals 10 point damage to cat. No, cat's still alive. Cat is in Eldritch form, it has more HP.
Oh, okay.
Jubilee, it's your turn.
Well, I guess I gotta go help Adel Sarday. I'll do what she didn't make the first jump, I guess.
Acrobatics. You land, but not with as much grace as you saw Adel Sarday.
And I'll go help her up. What do you want from me for that?
Roll a strength check.
Oh yeah, this is gonna end well.
You
Sorry,
begin-
I have a -1.
No, you technically have a 0 because of Jack of all trades.
Oh yeah. Forgot
So
about that.
you're basically pulling on Adel Sarday's sleeve, but you are not helping.
Ugh. God, what have you been eating?
What have you been spending your energy all day doing, Jubilee?
I'm gonna take a look down this area and see if I can at least see what she was trying to look at.
Roll perception.
So she's gonna be all sassy about this.
You insulted my weight first. Shut up.
I'm trying to help you.
You see that Bartholomew's head, or you see that around Bartholomew's neck, he actually has a little necklace with a picture of Poe Masters doing a double thumbs up.
What the fuck? How did he Poe even get it up there?
And you wonder why I don't like this guy.
It's cute.
It is.
As it moves on to George's turn.
He's a self-centered little shit.
Hey,
Alright.
he
And
loves
there
his
it
friends.
Alright. We're just gonna go over. Is there any way you can, like, assist and push Adel Sarday back up?
Roll a strength check, and we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think you get advantage just because the fact that my ass ain't helping too much.
All of your rolls have been with advantage. That's fine. Well,
Because I had to have the advantage thing talking, so it's like...
yeah.
Oh,
Even
still
with the
16 though.
You move over and you look around before pulling a barrel over. You step onto it, place your hands on under her feet, and push her back onto the roof.
George? Thank you, but where are you looking?
Yeah, she wears a skirt.
George's just gonna not even say anything and just go back to what he was doing.
Sorry, can't hear you.
I guess he's gonna go and towards the front and look over towards the mayor's, wherever the mayor was, and see if he sees anything.
You see several over here. You see several figures moving into the area.
Shit.
Just gonna let him know that there's multiple things going into the mayor's house, so
Uh-oh.
that's what I'm looking at.
We're going to need to
Well,
provide
it's
some
once
aid.
or day. I can you transport us once. I can transport us again.
Perfect.
I guess since I have the dash action, I'll just take that and start rushing over.
All right.
Do I get a clear sight on like what's going on now? Or?
No, not on the inside. You just know that there were things going in through here.
Okay.
Torgrim, it's your turn.
2 questions.
And
First of all, did I hear George say what's going on in the mayor's building?
yes.
Okay. Second of all, is the werewolf being clutched by Bartholomew considered to be restrained?
It is grappled. It is not restrained.
Do I get any bonuses if creature is grappled?
I think he gets advantage.
No. It just
It's fully restrained.
it just cannot move. That is all that you get from it.
Okay, so I'm going to, since I don't get advantage, I'm going to give myself advantage with reckless attack and just start fucking swinging. First attack, 16
That'll hit.
damage.
Crouch.
1d10.
Second attack,
That'll hit.
2 for 9 damage.
E-point.
Yeah, no, I'm just not sure if I want. How bad is it looking?
It looks ragged, but not near death.
Okay, I'm actually going to pop my action surge so I can finish this quickly as possible.
Okay.
So, 2 more reckless attacks. Oh. 3. Thank God.
That'll hit.
Bingo.
I don't know. I think you're cheating. You can't roll a 19 on the 10-sided die.
Yeah, no, I realize that, which is very confusing to me. What are the explanations?
How are you even doing that?
I don't know.
I'm just going to give you I'm gonna give you a 9 on that one.
Yeah, that's probably better because I don't know what just happened. And then second, action surge reckless attack.
That'll hit.
3 for another 13.
Yeah, I've
Alright.
noticed your D10 thing has
Why is it
2
doing
exclamation
that?
marks.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Check your roll thing, and that might be why.
So, go
What?
to hold on. Go to the little bar that's in your upper left-hand corner. Hover over the D20 symbol.
Okay.
You know how it gives you a list of dice you can roll?
Yeah.
At the very top, it says GM brackets exclamation points, double exclamation points. If any of those are highlighted, they're going to put those at the end of your roll.
They're not. That's the problem.
All right.
That's
So in that
weird.
case, click the double exclamation point one and then unclick it and see if that fixes it.
Okay. I'm gonna just try. I'm gonna just roll to see if it
Test roll.
Just don't pay anything to it.
No?
Yeah.
Wait, click it again and see what happens.
Yeah, it's fine.
Weird.
Yeah, it's with.
Turned on, I don't know.
Anyway, so with your final hit, you slam it into the side of its head, and you watch as it goes limp within George's arms, or within
Okay.
Bartholomew's arms.
Right?
I just died in your arms tonight.
I'm gonna say in Dwarven, you can let it go now, and I'm gonna move.
I grab it, it'll start to, and I'm just gonna poof us right here.
Hold on. Wait, where were you going to poof us?
Probably by
to the
George.
keep.
Ah, yeah. Sorry, I didn't see where you were taking us. I was gonna suggest right at the door, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
That is at the door.
There's still technically a werewolf attacking Tauntaun.
Oh well.
We don't. Unfortunately, none of us know that.
Yeah.
And this is what happens when you separate from the party.
Split the party.
Shut up. Never split.
So, in that case,
I mean, either Tauntaun dies, or Tauntaun becomes a werewolf, or Tauntaun somehow manages to pull a win out of his ass.
alright. So, as it is 9 o'clock, and that was what I thought the end of combat was, we'll see what happens to Tauntaun next week, and go into the keep next week as well.
Oh boy.
Sounds good.
Oh jeez.
This was a good session.
I
Yeah,
enjoyed this very much.
For you all, I'm still in combat.
that's your
Sorry
fault.
about that.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and maybe watch some more. Be seeing ya.